Yes, yes. I swear that does not get old. And we are indeed going live. So I'm all hyped up. That music always pumps me up right before I go live. So we are actually doing something a little bit different today. This one's going to be a fun stream, testing a new flow, testing a new software. I'm not actually using OBS this time around. I'm using a tool with some other stuff, and you'll find out why here in a moment. But the idea behind this show is I want it to be even more interactive than normal. I want to be able to pull up your comments on screen. I want to be able to interact with you guys. I want to be able to have a little bit of back and forth communication. So on this live stream and probably future live streams, I'm going to have a actual live producer slash let's call him color commentator on the shows with me. And him and I are going to kind of bounce ideas around off each other. We're still going to do the shows just like we've been doing them, where we're going to talk about the news. We're going to play around with some tools. We're going to respond to comments, answer questions, things like that. But now I've got like a sort of Jamie to my Joe Rogan, right? I've got somebody that can pop in and help me, talk about some things. When I run out of ideas, he'll come in and say a few words. He's managing the cameras and things like that. So he'll be, switching between my screen and my camera and other videos and things like that, and should make it a lot more fun and interactive. He's one of my best friends in the world. His name is Randy, but his friends and the online community call him Buffalo. And he's going to be joining me a little bit on this stream today and helping keep things fun and lively. I don't know if he wants to pop on the screen and say hello or
hello. There he is. Hey,
it's the Buffalo.
It's the Buffalo. First off, dude, that opening, I'm holding drumsticks, dude. I was in it, man. I love the opening. I love the energy. Your Monday streams are just going to be so much fun to be here with you. I've been in the AI space for a day, and then I leave for a year, and then I come back for a week. And so every time I leave, I go to your YouTube channel to listen to what you're covering, man. And every time my brain just explodes. So I'm going to be learning a lot alongside all y'all in the comment section, and hope to help upgrade this production value of your stream, bro. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Buff, as I like to call him, because I'm too lazy to say the full Buffalo. That's like way too many syllables. He's got a production background. He actually does like camera work for the Mariners and the Seahawks and the Kraken, and worked with doing production at Microsoft. So like I've actually got a real pro in the mix for once, instead of me just like, what does this button do? And then like trying to figure it out and then go, I really shouldn't have pressed that button. He actually knows what he's doing, so it'll be fun to have a little bit of different production value, also a little bit of a second voice to sort of bounce things off with from time to time. So should be real fun, and I appreciate you, Buff. Thanks for hanging out and doing your thing.
Oh yeah, you're very welcome, sir. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll let you take it away.
Cool, man. So let's go ahead and do some screen share, and we'll start with the way we start in the past, and talk about a little bit of AI news that's been circulating. There hasn't been a ton of news over the weekend. I'm not expecting a ton of news to come out today. Obviously, today was the presidential inauguration, and pretty much the entire tech world was there. I don't know if you guys watched any of the inauguration video, but like, Tim Cook was there, Sergey Brin was there, Sundar was there from Google, the Mark Zuckerberg was there, Elon Musk was there, Joe Rogan was there, because he's in politics now, I guess. But yeah, so like, I don't think we're going to get any tech news because they're all there. Also, today is Martin Luther King Day, so happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody, which I know also means a lot of kids have today off school. So anybody that has kids, they're not, sharing news or building things today, I guess. I don't know. I just think today is going to be a slow news day because of everything that's going on in the country right now. But there are a few things that I think will be fun to talk about. And then we'll spend a lot of time really, really playing around with some tools. There's a few tools I've been meaning to dive deeper into and just sort of play around with them. And we'll mess with them on stream and see what we can make them do. I'll take suggestions from you guys and, have some fun with this stuff. But the one kind of newsy sort of thing that came out over the weekend that a lot of people have been buzzing around was this article that came out from Axios called "Behind the Curtain: Coming Soon: PhD Level Super Intelligence." This basically, I feel like this is sort of like an overhyped news story personally, but basically it's saying that that OpenAI is going to be announcing a next level breakthrough that unleashes PhD level super agents to do complex human tasks. And I don't know, it's interesting to me because this article came out, right? And then like literally this morning, Sam Altman tweets, Twitter hype is out of control again. We're not going to deploy AGI next month, nor have we built it. We have some very cool stuff for you, but please chill and cut your expectations 100x. And it's kind of interesting that he's the one tweeting this, because I think anybody that follows AI really, really closely sort of feels like Sam Altman is the hype machine that is creating all the hype, you know. So there's been a lot of people commenting about the fact that, Sam, you're the one creating all this hype. And there's an article on Axios right now basically claiming you've got PhD level super agents coming soon. Like, why are you telling everybody to chill out when you're also the one sort of creating all of the hysteria over AI? I mean, I don't know if I'm going to like actually dig through all of his old tweets and stuff, but I mean, like, here's one prediction. The O3 arc will be something like, oh, damn, it's smarter than me. This changes everything. So what's for dinner? Can you believe how bad O3 is? I mean, to me, he's like, this is already him, like, oh, like hyping up what's coming next. And then he's going and making a tweet saying, everybody chill out. It's like, you're the one creating the lack of chill. I don't know. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on this. It's just been kind of interesting to follow. That's really the only like really interesting news that came out over the weekend, in my opinion. I think at the end of the day, essentially what this news is all about is that he's scheduled a closed door briefing with the U.S. government to basically show what he's been working on. And for whatever reason, Axios is like hyping this up into like, oh, he's going to show off AGI to them. But that's not the impression that I'm actually getting out of all of this. Let's see. I'm taking a peek at the comments here real quick. Do you think the 4.0 for task is actually useful? I do. I think we'll play around with it a little bit. I'll show you how I've actually played with it. I think that's pretty useful. But we'll get to that in a little bit. I'm going to stick on news for a little bit first, and then I'm doing my best. And this is one of the reasons Randy's going to help me, Buff's going to help me here, is like I'm doing my best to try to keep these live streams a little bit more segmented, like maybe just talk about news for the first 20 minutes and then go into playing with tools for a bit, and then go into like, all right, let's just, wherever the chat wants to go, this is where we just let the madness happen and unload craziness and talk about wherever we want to go. In fact, Buff and I were doing a test stream on Friday, and we accidentally went live for like 5 or 10 minutes. And during that test stream, I think we had 40 people show up by accident while we were just testing things. And I was literally drawing stuff in Microsoft Paint during that test stream just to test things. And I feel like we can equally go off the rails, but we'll kind of do that like in the final hour, probably. Let's see. Just scrolling comments here. So I'm curious what you guys think about all this. All of this hype, and then Sam telling us not to be hyped. Yeah, that's not like Sam. He's a cheerleader. Let's see. I think there's heaps going on behind the scenes. Yeah, totally agree. I think there's probably a lot going on behind the scenes. Cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move away from some of this stuff here. I'm going to actually check into my Future Tools website, pull up the news, see if there's any other interesting news that kind of came out. As you know, if you watch my Friday news videos, what I typically do is record those on Thursdays, put them out on Fridays. So any news that came out on Friday usually get missed. Let's see here. So anything that came out on Friday, I'm going to see if there's anything worth talking about. OpenAI enhances ChatGPT with simplified user controls. So it looks like we're getting an update inside of ChatGPT this is like super minor update. What traits should ChatGPT have? You can tell it to be chatty, witty, opinionated, straight shooting, Gen Z, poetic, stuff like that. That was something that OpenAI announced on Friday. I mean, cool. Like, I don't know how exciting that is. I don't really need my chatbot to be sassy to me, but if you do, cool. Let's see. This one was interesting on X. I don't know if you guys saw this over on X. This guy actually used Claude to build a neutron producing nuclear.
He's gone. Hopefully he shall return. Until the meantime, please stand by.
Well, that's embarrassing.
I'm glad I had that little technical difficulties built. I was like, oh, I thought it was my computer until I realized I was the only one left.
No, my apparently I had a little technical difficulty and my internet blipped. That's the first time that's happened in a while. But the good thing is you were hanging out of the stream, so when my internet kicked me off, at least the stream didn't completely shut down. So yeah. One of the benefits of having somebody else help manage the stream. All right, so I'll get back to what I was talking about of the I don't know where it cut out, unfortunately. Let's see, how do I get to my screen again? How do I do this? Sorry guys, I don't know what I'm doing here. All right. So yeah, this was what I was showing right before my internet blipped out on me for a second. This guy here posted on X that he built a neutron producing nuclear fusor in his kitchen using Claude. So he actually built this like nuclear fusor in his kitchen, and like he did the whole thing by essentially like putting all sorts of information about how to build nuclear fusors inside of the project knowledge, and then asked it questions until he was able to build it. To me, that's like pretty wild. Also pretty kind of scary. Like there's something a little bit scary about that to me, that you can just use Claude to build this kind of stuff. But pretty crazy that somebody was able to do this. Blink 4 times if FBI AI robots are in your room. No, I'm good. Don't worry. Yeah, somebody's asking, what does it do? To be honest, I'm not really sure. I think it was more of like this proof of concept. Somebody down here said, let's see, somebody asked the question, like, how much energy does it produce? And he basically said next to nothing. He was just trying to like prove the concept. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. OpenAI's O3 mini model set to launch. Okay, so Sam Altman did basically say that O3 is coming soon. He said, thank you for the external safety researchers who tested O3 Mini. We have now finalized a version and are beginning the release process, planning to ship in a couple of weeks. Also, we heard the feedback. We'll launch API and ChatGPT at the same time. Mitch wants to know, will it wash his dishes? Probably not. Probably not. But basically Sam Altman's telling us that within the next couple weeks we'll get O3 Mini. Sam Altman lately, I feel like, has a tendency to overpromise on things like this, under-deliver a little bit. Like, if you remember when he said advanced voice mode was coming in a few weeks, and then it took like 7 months for us to get it. So whether or not we actually get an O3 Mini or not, I don't know. But somebody did ask, are you able to speak on how capable O3 Mini is compared to O1 Pro? Very specifically O1 Pro, not O1. So O1 Pro is the one you got to pay $200 a month to get inside of ChatGPT. And he said that O3 Mini is worse than O1 Pro at most things, but it's going to be a lot faster. So if you have O1 Pro, if you have the $200 a month ChatGPT plan, and you have access to this O1 Pro mode, you're actually already getting a model that's better than this O3 Mini that they say is coming out in the next couple weeks. I think more excitingly is actually the launch of the API than anything, because when they launch that API, we're going to start to get O3 and probably O1 inside of tools like Cursor, like Windsurf, like, you know, all the various development tools that leverage AI once an API is available, because O1 is actually pretty dang good at coding. In fact, Nathan and I did a recent podcast episode on the Next Wave where he was showing how he's basically been building a really, really cool looking game using O1. So it's really good with code, but you kind of have to still copy and paste from ChatGPT. It's not integrated directly into Claude or Windsurf or any of those tools yet. So once we get the API, that to me will actually be sort of a bigger news than actually getting access to O3 Mini, especially since the O1 Pro that's already available is probably better. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out the best way to kind of keep up with these comments. The problem with this new tool that I'm using is the comments are like the furthest side of my screen, so they're kind of hard for me to read. But I'm trying to skim through and see if there's anything you guys are saying. AI is currently searching for new semiconductors, materials, metals. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this. I talked about it in my last week's news video, but this matter gen is really, really interesting as well. Where it's basically like an AI tool, like a Stable Diffusion or ChatGPT, but you basically prompt it to generate new materials for you. So that's pretty wild that exists. Let's see. I'm wondering, Buff, if maybe any sort of like questions that pop up, we could just toss into like the starred folder or something like that, so I can see them easier, because I'm really, really struggling to skim the comments over on this app.
Yeah, I've got some starred there for you. I just didn't know if you wanted to bounce in different subjects.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that like when I'm on a specific like piece of news or something like that, if somebody's actually commenting on it, I can sort of pull it up and comment on their commentary. Let's see. Andreas is asking, will you dive deeper into NSFW Nerve Gear Virtual World? Probably not. I don't do anything NSFW on my channel. Try to avoid it. I get a lot of people when I go to conferences and things like that tell me like they watch this channel with their family, their kids, you know, watch my videos with me and stuff like that. So I purposely avoid any sort of like not safe for work generators and AI girlfriends and all of that kind of stuff. I know they're out there. I'm sure there's plenty of other channels that will talk about them, but it's just one of the topics I choose to not dive down. Not one of the areas of AI that I'm actually that excited about. DeepSeek just released the R1 model update, and it's amazing. Yeah, I'm not sure what the best place to play with the R1 model is right now. Do they actually have like a is there actually a place to mess with it right now? Do they put it up on Hugging Face or something like that? Are there any Hugging Face spaces? I don't know what Janus Flow is. These ones have errors on them. I'm actually not sure the best platform right now to mess around with DeepSeek. I did see some people were asking about using DeepSeek, but wasn't quite sure the best place or way to use DeepSeek. All right, so test DeepSeek. They say R1 matches O1 test DeepSeek. There's a lot of bros in this message. Should I just read the whole message word for word? Test DeepSeek, bro. They're saying R1 matches O1 test DeepSeek, bro. They're saying R1. Okay, it's just repeating over and over and over again. All right, so I'm getting spammed to test R1 DeepSeek, basically. I don't know how to test R1 DeepSeek. Okay, so somebody's saying it's available directly on their website. All right, R1 DeepSeek. Let's go ahead and see if we can get to it right from their website. Start now. It's going to make me log in. One sec. All right, so here's DeepSeek. Is this, how do I know if it's using the newest R1 model? Okay, so Deep Think. Use DeepSeek R1 to solve reasoning problems. So if I select Deep Think, that's using the R1. All right, so somebody give me a prompt to test. One of the things I've constantly talked about is I struggle to test new large language models because I never know what to test to actually see if it's really good or not. I need like a complex problem to prompt to see how well it does. Can DeepSeek pull government patents? Asking for a friend. I'm not sure I'm going to test that one on stream. All right. I guess I'll think of something here. I need some prompts to test. Tell it to code malware that'll give it sentience. Yeah, that sounds like a really, really smart idea. I never know what to test with large language models. That's the problem. I use large language models like ChatGPT and Claude all the time, but I use it for like basic troubleshooting tasks and like brainstorming and stuff. So when everybody's like, test this new large language model, I'm like, okay, tell me what to test it with, because the large language models I use every day, like they work just fine for everything I need it for. All right, write the snake game using Pygame. Write snake using Pygame. So it's actually explaining what it's doing as it's doing it. That's something that O1 doesn't really do very well. The only problem is I don't know how to test if this code works or not. I guess I'll have to open up like VS Code or something. And let me see. File. All right. So it wrote some code here. Let's see. Basic snake movement using arrow keys, because DeepSeek's not going to do what like Claude is going to do, where it just like will run the Python file directly in my browser for me. So this is like way more in depth that I really want to test here. All right, somebody give me test JavaScript instead. That's probably a better idea, because I don't really want to start building up stuff inside of VS Code right now. All right, so let's go ahead and build the snake game in JavaScript. That's going to be a better test because I can actually run JavaScript a lot easier in my browser. Earth is 8 minutes and 20 seconds from the sun. How fast is the Earth revolving around the sun? That's another good one. All right. Let's test this JavaScript, though, because I can actually do this. I think it's probably going to do it all inline for me, so that'll be good. So I'll copy this. I'll go ahead and toss it into I'm just going to do this directly in Notepad here. We'll toss this code into Notepad. I'll save this. I'm just going to throw it right on my desktop, and we'll do snake.html. And now let's open my desktop. All right. So what's going on here? I'm not very good at this game, but it seems to be working. Moving too fast. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it worked one shot. It worked with one shot. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Nice. All right. So yeah, Snake and JavaScript worked on the first try. That's pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and test this other one. Somebody said, what was it? There's something about the sun being so far from the earth. Where'd it go? Wait, maybe you start it. Where's that one prompt? I can't find it again. This is why I don't test large language models live typically. All right, here we go. Earth. Is there a way for me to... How do I copy it? I guess I just have to type it. I can't... This app won't let me copy and paste it, unfortunately. All right, so Earth is 8 minutes, 20 seconds from the sun. How fast is the Earth revolving around the sun? What is the probability of life in the galaxy, and explain your reasoning? Here's the problem about this thing that I just asked. 8 is Earth minutes, 20 seconds from the sun. How fast is the Earth revolving around the sun? I won't know how to tell you if it's right or not. So somebody who's really good at math is going to have to tell me if it's correct.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Any other interesting questions popping up in there, Buff, that we should throw into DeepSeek? I always feel like large language models are a crapshoot to test because I can't ever tell you if it's giving me a great response unless it's like code. Then I can actually test the code to see if it worked. Give me 20 words which have only 3 R's in it. I could test that.
Yeah, RCs would be a thing. Raspberry, strawberry.
Yeah. This one's really going for a while. Look at this. Which is really interesting because when you do a question like this, like, for example, if I take this question here and I go over to ChatGPT Pro mode and I paste this one in here, it's not going to give me all, well, I guess it gives me some of the details, but it's definitely not giving me nearly as much of the details as what this is giving me as it thinks through this stuff, right? Like ChatGPT, it's thinking, but it's still no details available. This one's just like, vomiting at me. DeepSeek still seems not that great with complex tasks. Daryl Strawberry. All right. So the Earth revolves around the sun at approximately 29.9 kilometers per second. So can somebody double check that math for me real quick and just let me know if it's correct? Because I have no idea. But I mean, it did a lot of thinking and calculations. I guess we'll have to wait and see what ChatGPT Pro comes up with and see if it's the same answer. Because this one's still thinking also. Desmond Hawkins says that's correct. So we can all take Desmond's word for it. Nice. So let's see how this compares to what O1 Pro gives us, and see if it comes up with a similar answer. There are some other tools I want to play with on this live stream too. I want to mess around a little bit more with this real-time, like 3D like thing that Krea's got. I tried to do it on my recent news video, but didn't know what I was doing. Got some feedback on how to actually do it a little bit better. So we'll play with this one a little bit more here in a minute. Luma just came out with their, what are they calling it? Their newest model, Ray 2. They just came out with Ray 2. Runway just introduced their frames, which is their AI image generator. I thought that one would be kind of fun to play with. All right, so here is what O1 came up with, or O1 Pro came up with. So you can see it actually didn't show me how it thought through. When we look at DeepSeek, it really showed me everything that it thought about. So that's one big difference. But it did put some of its thought process here. So although it takes light about 8 minutes, 20 seconds to reach us from the sun, we're orbiting at about 30 kilometers per second around the same sun. So 30 kilometers per second, 29.9. Yeah. So, I mean, they both seem to have got it right. Yeah, it looks like both O1 Pro and DeepSeek were able to answer that one. Let's do how many R's are in the word strawberry. So what everybody tests. If it doesn't get that right, then I mean, at this point, I feel like all of these models probably have that trained into their vector database. So it'd be really dumb for any of them to not get it right. 3 R's in strawberry. All right, what was the other one? Give me 20 words that all have that all have 3 R's in them. Let's try that one. Somebody's asking, where are you using DeepSeek? I'm using it just at deepseek.com. So they actually have this chatbot like right on their website. They have their own sort of like ChatGPT kind of built-in thing. And to use R1, you have to turn on this DeepThink. The DeepThink is apparently the R1 model. Tell it to name all the people on Earth in order of IQ. You know, I'm not sure it's going to do that one very well, if I'm honest. All right, so here are 20 words, each containing R. Irregular, yep. Irritator, yep. Territory, corrector, horror, reorganizer, territorial, restore, corridor. I'm looking to see if there are any that are wrong, but they all seem to be right. Ferreter? I don't know what that word, some of these words are. Ferreter, that's a word. Worrywart, reformer, terrier, harrier, arrestor, rearranger. So yeah, pretty much nailed that one. It was irregular, not regular. Cool. So DeepSeek does seem pretty solid. And here's what's interesting. It seems like it's doing kind of, I don't know. Again, I don't really know how to really decently compare O1 like pro mode to DeepSeek. I need like a ton of different logic problems and things like that. But seemingly it's about as good as O1, and you can use it for free. Try to play tic-tac-toe and go for a vertical victory. Most LLMs can't see vertical wins. All right. Let's see. How would I do that? Play tic-tac-toe with me. Did you spell that right? No. Tic-tac-toe with me. I'm kind of curious how it's going to like create the board for me. All right, your turn. Choose a number. All right, so I'll choose 5. Only problem is this takes so long because it thinks through every single one. All right, I'll pick number 2. So I'm going for my vertical victory here. Let's see if it blocks me. Did it just switch me from O's to X's randomly? I think I was O's last time, and now it switched me to X's. And then it blocked me with their own O. All right. Number 7. Let's see if it switches me again. I don't think this is very good at tic-tac-toe. Also, it thinks way too hard about each move. All right, so it blocked me there. Gonna be a cat's game no matter what at this point.
What do they call it, a cat's game?
That's a good question. Let's ask ChatGPT. Why do they call it a cat's game in tic-tac-toe? DeepSeek is like Meeseeks from Rick and Morty. I'm seeing that comment a lot, actually. I don't know if it's the same person posting that comment, but I am seeing that comment. Thack over on X, write a new episode of The Office where Matt Wolf has replaced the character formerly played by Steve Carell.
I love it.
Should have tried something easier, like what was ET's home phone number? Did they ever say what his home phone number was? I'm not sure. All right. Did I win at tic-tac-toe yet? Or yeah, this game's over. It didn't go anywhere. So apparently it knew how to block me, but I felt like after the first, so I went first, right? Let me just go through the order of events here and see if I'm not crazy. So it says your turn. Okay, so I did start as X, but it says choose a number 1 to 9 to place your X. I chose 5, right? So yeah, I gave it the number 5, and it put an O where the number 5 was. Right, number 5 was right here. Am I going Buff? Am I going crazy? Or
a little bit, but you know we all are.
I put my it says choose number 1 to 9 to place your X. I chose 5, right? 5 is the middle square, right? Right. And what did it do? It put an O where the 5 was. Where will you place your next X? And it put an X up where the 1 was. Did it just ignore my instructions and say, screw you, I'm putting my O in the 5 position and I'm going to put your X in the 1 position? I'll place my O in position 1, but look, it put an X in position 1. So it's like it got confused on who was X's and O's, and yeah, I mean, it ended up being a cat's game, but it ignored my instructions. So
That doesn't make sense.
that doesn't make sense. That does not make any sense at all. It's playing mind tricks on me. That's right. It's playing mind tricks. All right.
Some DeepSeek questions that may have got passed by. Is there a
Yes.
free version or a paid version? And is there a voice option?
Okay, so I have not paid anything. I just went to chat.deepseek.com and logged in, and this is everything I've done so far is free. So there might be a paid version, but I don't see any options for a paid version right now. So from what I can tell, it's only a free version. I do not see any options to do audio here, but it does look like it'll search the web, but it doesn't look like I'm going to have both search and the deep think selected at the same time. So you kind of got to use one or the other if you want to search or if you want it to do the deep thinking. There does look to have a mobile app. And let me see. The mobile app might have the voice option. So let's do this. I'm going to go DeepSeek App Store. And we'll take a peek at the screenshots here. It doesn't look from the screenshots like this actually has any sort of audio mode in it from what I can tell. If somebody knows different, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. Is there a prompt limit on DeepSeek? I'm going to go to my old friend Perplexity here. Is there, actually, let's ask this. What's the context window on DeepSeek R1. Frosty Delights. I love your content. I love Frosty Delights. Thank you. Fabio says 64K. All right. DeepSeek R1 has a context window of 128,000 tokens, according to Perplexity, which would be, so you got to figure the amount of words is about 75% of that. So 128,000 times 75%. So about 96,000 words, if this is correct. And then the source it's giving me, API Dog and TechCrunch. All right, let's take a peek at the TechCrunch website here. And I'm going to search context. Nope. Token. Nope. Words. Nope. So I don't think this article actually says it. Let's look at this. DeepSeek R1 review. Just looking for like confirmation of the context window here. All right, so it does say context length up to 128,000 tokens. Okay, so people are saying that R1 is 50,000. So is this just giving me, this is saying DeepSeek R1 here. All right. According to this article, DeepSeek R1 has 128,000, but people are saying that R1 has 50,000. This person's saying R1 has 50K. Fabio is saying 64K. Yeah, I'm not sure. From what I'm finding, I'm seeing 128K. Let me see. Does DeepSeek have their own like blog? Like if they posted on their own website, that would be confirmation here. So DeepSeek v3 parameters, benchmark testing. I'm not seeing like a write-up about DeepSeek R1 specifically.
You could always ask DeepSeek itself, as Robert Newton said.
I could. But a lot of times the large language models don't actually, they're not as accurate on their own information, surprisingly. So how large is the DeepSeek R1 context window? It's doing a lot of thinking to tell me that question, to answer that question. Somebody says, who made DeepSeek? Is it safe to use? DeepSeek is DeepSeek their own company, or I think DeepSeek might just be their own thing, and it's open source too. Who made DeepSeek? I do know it's a Chinese company. It was founded by, yeah, it's their own. So DeepSeek is its own company. It's like a I guess like a Chinese version of like a OpenAI or ChatGPT, but the DeepSeek models, I believe, are all open source. Although they do have separate API pricing. All right, let's see here. DeepSeek R1. Here's their public repository. The MIT license. So DeepSeek R1 is even open source. Yeah, 128K context window confirmed by DeepSeek themselves. And then let's see. Yep, the DeepSeek R1 model has a context window of 128,000 tokens. So we're looking at 96,000 words. Confirmed. All right. I'm fine with the DeepSeek website, but the mobile app worries me. Yeah, I haven't downloaded the mobile app, but I've got plenty of AI tools and mobile apps. I've got Perplexity, I've got ChatGPT, I've got Claude, all on mobile. I don't really think I need another one. All right, what do we got? Hey, thanks for the super chat. What is the context window in VO2? I'm actually not sure. I don't know if VO2 has a context window. I don't actually know how to answer that question. I don't, because it's not a large language model. It's an image model, or a video model, I mean. So I'm actually not sure if they have a context window. You can never have enough AI apps. True. All right. Anything else, Buff, we should test? Any other things that you saw come across that might be kind of interesting to test on DeepSeek, or should we just like move on and play with some other toys?
I love your audience because they're so diverse, and there's a lot of comments about a lot of different deep hole rabbit holes I've been going down. A lot of people talking about space, a lot of people about cryptocurrencies. Nothing specific that I could brought up right now, but I do love the diversity in your group. I'm just going to comment now on that because it's pretty awesome.
Nice. So is there anything else you saw about DeepSeek that we should dive into? Any questions that popped up that we should talk about before moving on, or what do you think?
I think we got most of the DeepSeek stuff. We got some starred questions here from earlier in the show. Kevin AG has been asking a bunch if there's any AI lip sync tools that are more than an hour.
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, if somebody in the comments knows of any, let me know. I don't know of any that will do any that are that long. But that's what's great about these live streams is I learn something on every single one of these live streams that we do, right? Like every single time I do one of these live streams, people point me to tools that I've never heard of yet or haven't played with yet. This was literally my first time playing with DeepSeek R1. I mean, I knew it existed. I saw the news come across, but I hadn't actually tested it, didn't really even realize it had a version on the website. So I learn from these live streams. That's why I keep doing them, is I get so much new info and intel about what's going on every single time we do these. So again, if anybody out there in the chat knows about a tool that can do lip syncs up over an hour, let me know, because I don't know of any off the top of my head. All right, but I am going to move on from DeepSeek. Kling AI is one of the best lip sync tools. Yeah, but how long of a lip sync can you do with Kling AI? That is the question. I also have never actually used their lip sync tool before. So they've got lip sync. So we could do a text to speech, but you can see inside of this lip sync tool, all of their examples are like either 5 or 10 seconds. I don't know what would happen if you tried to upload an hour-long video with lip sync it. Let's say, hello, my name is Buffalo, and I like chicken, but not buffalo chicken, because that would be cannibalism.
It's true.
I don't know. And let's generate it. I don't know how long these take either. Estimated wait time 10 minutes. So we'll circle back around to this and watch fake Buffalo speak about buffalo chicken. But I did want to play a little bit more with this Krea. One thing that's cool about Krea is like, or Krea, I don't know if it's Krea. But one thing that's really cool about this one is you can generate 2D images, convert them to 3D images, and then like arrange it however you want. But for whatever reason, it's not actually changing this over here. So I think there's something I'm doing wrong. Oh, there's AI strength. I think I need to like mess with this. So if I change the AI strength, okay, now it's starting to match my pose a little bit better. There we go. Kind of creepy. Ugh. So let's actually delete this guy here. Let's generate an image. Hey, Buff, give me an idea for an image to generate. Just throw something out there.
A tomato on stilts. I don't know where that came from.
A tomato on stilts. I don't know what that's going to generate, honestly. I mean, the one on the right's good. A tomato on stilts. All right, there's our tomato on stilts for now. We'll do this, but I can actually right click. No, not right click. Where's the button to do the thing? There should be a button here to turn it into a 3D thing, but it's not popping up for me. So what am I missing here? Where is the button?
Apparently, Tomato on Stilts is a good band name. There seems to be consensus in the comments.
I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
It's not as cool as Minus the Bear, though, right?
Minus the Bear is a good one. Although your life would be different minus the bear.
Minus my bear.
Because your dog's name is Mr. Bear. Oh, there we go. Convert to 3D. Now it's popping up for whatever reason. I had to get rid of the image behind it. So we're going to convert our tomato on stilts to 3D. See what that looks like. From the wild brain of the buffalo, we'll see what a tomato on stilts looks like. Try Iron Man. I can try Iron Man. I don't know if it'll generate Iron Man because of the IP, but we can try. Almost done. Our cling still has 7 minutes.
Are you able to upload your own image too?
Yeah, you can upload your own images. All right, so here's our tomato on stilts in 3D, which, all right, where's the little icon to make it rotatable? All right, come on, Krea. Let's do the thing. I'm going to just refresh my screen. Maybe Krea's just sort of being wonky. All right, so, oh, there we go. Okay. Son of a... It was popping. It was, it's like disappearing on me. There we go. Okay. We have a hollow tomato on stilts. But here's our tomato on stilts. I could rotate it. Some of them on the right kind of look like a pumpkin on stilts. I'm going to be honest. That looks more like a pumpkin on stilts to me. Ooh, that one has eyes. But this is really cool to me that you can like sort of rotate and put this in like any pose. Did you have an image idea that I should upload and try? Let me see. What would happen if I put like my own self in there? All right, let me delete this. Let me try to throw an image in. That's really small. It's trying to make me a tomato on stilts.
I love it.
A man with a microphone. Oh, what happened to my teeth? All right, let's convert this to 3D. I think I need to get some like subtle background music going on future streams just for the times where I'm like waiting for stuff to happen. There we go. Better. Oh my God. I just looked over at the screen and scared myself. So here's 3D me. What do you think? Does it look like me? I don't know. I don't know if that looks like me or not. But it's still fun to play with and spin myself around. I think you're muted if you're saying anything, by the way. Anything you guys want me to test instead of Krea? We'll go ahead and play around with it. Donald Trump Jr. That's what you want me to generate, is Donald Trump Jr.?
Give the people what they want.
I don't... Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's the wrong button. Donald Trump Jr. I'll just do Donald Trump, because it seems to know what he looks like. But I need to generate an image over here. Generate image. We'll do Donald Trump. Doesn't seem to know what Donald Trump Jr. looks like, so we got to go with Donald Trump. Krea's freaking out on me. I don't know why it keeps on like blinking in and out of existence. But I want to convert Donald to 3D. People seem very torn about it. Somebody said Donald Trump Jr. and somebody else went, no. Oh my God.
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
There you go. There's our Donald Trump Jr. Or I guess just Donald Trump. I kind of like the what was it? I saw another one, a spacecraft. Somebody said like a futuristic spacecraft or something. Where was that? A futuristic luxury spacecraft. Let's do that. All right. A futuristic luxury spacecraft. And it's trying to turn that into Donald Trump over here. So I need to go ahead and change this to this. And then convert this to 3D like that. Krea's kind of wonky. It's still a little buggy, if I'm being honest. It like makes my images disappear, and the 3D conversion's not always great. The right transition reminds me of Take On Me song. That's probably like with the last image I was looking at. All right. Let's see. Gosh dang it. This Krea is really, really kind of bugging me. I think I'm going to move on pretty soon here. So there we go. That's kind of cool. I don't really feel like the one on the right is a great representation of what I'm showing on the left. But some of that, like that angle there looks pretty cool over here on the right. Not bad, not bad. Hey, Buff, can you tell me what how to pronounce that name? Oh wait, actually never mind. It says Optimus Prime. I can read it now.
Yay, thank you.
I was like looking at it going, I don't know those characters, and then I actually like looked at it a little more closely and realized that it spells out Optimus Prime. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. So that's Krea. It's frustrating me. I'm gonna move away. Let's play with Ray 2 over on wait, did our cling ever finish? 1 minute left. Let's play with Ray 2 over on Luma's Dream Machine. This is one where we can generate videos. Supposedly people are saying they're as good as VO2, so maybe I'll compare it with VO2. And we'll plug in some prompts here. And we can look at them side by side. All right. Hey, Buff, give me a video idea to generate.
Oh, no. Hopefully the comment section can do better. Let's give them a second here. Let's see what they come up with.
All right. VO2, man poorly dressed as a duck hang glides off a tall building in New York City while a chaotic tornado in the background. With a chaotic tornado in the background. You know what's really annoying about this StreamYard is I can't copy and paste from the comments.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. I want to just copy and paste it, but I have to type the damn thing. All right. So I'm going to try it in both Ray 2 and VO2. So a man poorly dressed as a duck hang glides off a tall building in New York City with a chaotic tornado in the background. All right, we'll go ahead and try that. I'm going to copy and paste it, and I'm also going to throw it over into our VO2, and we'll generate over on this one as well, and we'll see who does it better. We'll see who did it better, who did it better. All right. Ray 2 may be as good as Veo 2, but prompt adherence could be worked on. I literally tested it the other day with some wild prompts, and Ray 2 just couldn't do it. But hey, that's just me. All right, so I mean, that's pretty good, honestly. These aren't videos yet. These are just images. But let's see. I've created 4 imaginative scenes of a man hang gliding through a tornado in New York City dressed as a duck, capturing humor and chaos. But I want them to be videos. So make a video. Which one do we want to make a video? These ones are kind of missing the hang glider. So I think I'm going to go video on this bottom number 3 down here. And let's see how it does. Oh, this isn't even using Ray 2. This is using Ray 1.6. Ray 2 doesn't have image to video yet. Some monkey. All right. I'm going to go ahead and paste this in again and make sure this time I am definitely using Ray 2. Why is Ray 2 not showing as an option? What is going on here? Oh, there we go. I had it set on images. Duh. All right, so we got Ray 2. Let's go ahead and try this again. I screwed up on the last one, wasn't paying close enough attention. Yeah, Ray 2 is only text to video. I actually knew that and just forgot in the moment. My bad. All right, so we're waiting here on the VO2 and Ray 2 to generate our duck hang gliding. Oh, and here's our buffalo. Talking about a buffalo. Hold on, I don't have the audio turned on. Give me a sec. All right, let's try this again.
Hello, my name is Buffalo, and I like chicken, but not buffalo chicken, because that would be cannibalism.
Sounds
How do you feel
just
about that
like
one?
me. Exactly how I sound.
Yeah, it nailed the voice.
Hello, my name is
Hello.
Buffalo, and I like chicken, but not buffalo chicken, because that would be cannibalism.
That would be cannibalism. All right, so that's what you could use for lip sync right now. Actually, I know, Buff, you were asking me earlier before we even hit record, what are some of the lip sync tools out there if I wanted to, like, you know, well, no, you were asking about face swaps, not lip syncs, huh? All right, I'm mixing up conversations now. You wanted to know about face swapping. This is just lip syncing. So yeah, if you want to do lip syncing, you can use Kling, but it's probably only going to do like 10 seconds at a time, not a whole hour-long video. Yeah, the lip sync isn't bad. The voice is just a little funky. All right. Let's see. Do we have our duck disaster? Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that. There's no audio, by the way, so I'm just kind of playing the video here. But this is our duck hang gliding. There is two tornadoes. That's a bad day in New York when you have 2 tornadoes next to each other. But there you go. There's your duck hang gliding in New York with 2 tornadoes. What was our other one? This one, no hang gliding, and that kind of looks like a very specific duck. Not just any duck. That looks like a green Donald duck. And then there's a tornado that's just like a separate video. It's like a duck running through New York, and then, oh, you wanted a tornado? Here's a tornado. They just tossed it in at the end. All right, let's see. Almost finished with VO2. Let's see what VO2 does. All right. Here's our versions from VO2. Here's number 1. I mean, he's hanging. Is he hang gliding? Definitely a poorly dressed duck hanging there. There's a tornado and a New Yorkish looking city. All right, here's our next one. No hang gliding, but it is a flying duck. There is a tornado. I think, yeah, that looks like the building in New York there, the World Trade Building. So there you go. Not really with a hang glider. If I'm being honest, I actually think Ray 2 did it better. What do you think?
I concur.
Let's see. We got 2 more to check out. There's a duck flying through New York, and there's a big old tornado in the background. Missed the hang glider, though. It's just like a duck supermaning through New York. And then here's our last one with the dude hanging. I don't see the glider, but he's hanging from something. There's a tornado floating in the sky. It doesn't look like it's actually touched down in New York yet, though. it's sort of still up in the sky. Yeah, I think between the two, I actually think this version right here that Ray 2 did is the best of them. It's like I don't know. I think of them, that's the best.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't really think VO2 did it great, but that one, I kind of want to. I'm going to download it. I think that'll make a future video somewhere.
It's a keeper.
All right. What else should we test here? Let me flip through the comments. You've starred a bunch of stuff. Let me see what you starred that I might have missed. Favorite browser automation. Huh. We're going back to an hour ago. That question came in an hour ago, so I'm kind of going back through seeing what I've missed here. So favorite browser automation. I don't know. That's a good question. I use a lot of different automations. I use MyMind to save tools and bookmark things that I need to come back to. I use this save Chrome tabs for later. So when I'm rounding up the news, I can pull those tabs open later. I have this tab copy tool, which copies the URL and the title of all the tabs that I have open. So I can use them for like the resource links on my videos. Those are all pretty good browser automations. Is OpenAI going to catch up with Claude for coding anytime soon? Yes, I actually think O1 Pro is better than Claude at coding in the moment. O1 Pro, the $200 a month version, is actually the one I'm talking about, but that is definitely that one's actually, I think, better than what you get for coding out of Claude. The problem is it doesn't have an API yet, which means you can't use it in Cursor, you can't use it in Windsurf, it's not built into Bolt, it's not in any of those AI coding tools yet. But if you ask it to write code directly inside of O1 Pro and copy and paste the code, right now it's probably the best one out there. We talk about that quite a bit on a recent podcast episode that we did, and Nathan was really deep diving, and he's basically built a whole game with O1 Pro, and it's better than Claude. It definitely is. It's just there's no API, so it's not built into any of the coding tools yet. Let's see. Have you seen anything about Aurora supercomputer DOE on training about all the scientific data? Aurora supercomputer. No, I haven't really seen that or looked into it much. Aurora supercomputer. Let's find out what this is all about. A brand new class of system is driving unprecedented innovation and scientific breakthroughs. Last time I played one of these videos, my live stream got copyright claimed. So I gotta like mute it here. Let's see. Can I turn on? Is there any captions? Almost every aspect of modern life is somehow tied to computing, so we want to make better decisions. If we want to have more detailed understanding of the world, we need faster computers and Lexus scale. What would be cool is if there was just like a dub that I can play, but they don't have that turned on. All right, get to the point. I'm going to go to Perplexity. Tell me about the Aurora supercomputer. All right. Aurora is one of the world's most powerful supercomputers located in the Argonne National Laboratory in Illinois. It achieved a processing speed of 1.012 exaflops, making it the second fastest supercomputer globally and the fastest AI system for open science. Technical specs, applications, climate modeling and weather prediction, material science and discovery, energy storage and fusion research, cancer research and drug discovery, cosmology and dark matter research, neural network mapping and brain research. Let's see. It's had a complex development history. Initially announced in 2015, it was meant to deliver 180 petaflops by 2018. The project underwent several revisions and delays, finally being installed in June 2023. Cost $500 million as of January 2025. Uh, it serves global scientific community. The system combines traditional high-performance computing capabilities with advanced AI features, making it particularly valuable for complex scientific simulations and data analysis workflows. Pretty interesting. Was there something like specific about it? Like, is there something like in the news about it recently? Something specific that you guys wanted to chat about on that one? All right, let me look. Are there child safety tools built into chatbots for parents? Yes. I mean, most of the like big models like the ChatGPT and Claudes and Gemini and all that have guardrails on them just in general, not just for parents, for like everybody. They have guardrails that won't let them teach you how to make bombs and drugs and stuff like that. I do know that Sam Altman made a comment recently on one of his tweets that he's thinking about making like a ChatGPT for kids version, which has like even more guardrails on it for kids. But as of right now, I don't know. I know there's some companies out there that have made like large language model chat tools for kids. I haven't really played with a lot of them. I can't really name one off the top of my head right now. But there are some models out there designed for kids. I know ChatGPT is going to open up like a sort of kids version that parents could feel comfortable letting their kids use. But all of them pretty much have guardrails on them. Grok is the least censored. And then if you're talking open source, I think even the open source models like Llama have guardrails on them, but because it's open source, I think there's ways to sort of get around the guardrails. So yeah, but right now there's nothing that comes top of mind that's like this one is really, really good for kids. Let's see. Disabled Army vet here. Could I use AI to make an app to find and write grant proposals? Yeah, I mean, you can do that with ChatGPT right now. You can do that with Claude right now to find and write grant proposals. I don't know as much about the finding part, but you can definitely use them to write it. Maybe Perplexity can help you find, and ChatGPT or Claude can help you write. Can you comment on loss of reliability of reasoning models when math benchmarks simply change variable names in their tests? Can you comment? No, I don't know if I can really comment on that. Can you comment on loss of reliability of reasoning models when math benchmarks simply change variable names in their tests? I mean, no, it's not something I know a lot about. It's, again, when it comes to large language models, it's not really like my area. I tend to be more on the like, how do I use this stuff for productivity? How do I use this to help me in my daily life? Things like that. So like a lot of the really, really complex like reasoning models and things like that, I stopped even making videos trying to test between them, because every time I'd make a video where I would show off a large language model, try to figure out what it can do, and then test it against another large language model, people would always start to tell me about the flaws in my logic of my various tests. So I just stopped testing them, because like the models that are out there right now serve most of my purposes. So it's like, it's not really like, I don't really try to get too into the weeds with that kind of stuff myself. Another great channel for that kind of stuff is Matthew Berman. He talks a lot about the large language models and really, really kind of tries to deep dive into the various models. He's probably the better person to talk about that kind of stuff with. Let's see, Daniel, honestly, you could use Suno to figure out melodies to your own lyrics if you're in a slump. Yes, you can. That's true. Let's see, Living with Kin. Have you used Windsurf? I have. Yeah, Windsurf. I've used Windsurf. I've used Cursor. I know Windsurf just came out with like a version 2, which I have not tried yet. That's something that I'm planning on trying probably this week sometime. So I can't really comment on the newest model of Windsurf that just came out because I haven't used it. But I will be playing around with Windsurf. The previous version of Windsurf, I used both Cursor and Windsurf to try to code. They both felt pretty samey to me. Like I really couldn't tell any major differences between using Cursor and Windsurf. But again, haven't tested the new Windsurf yet that just came out like last week. So that one I will be playing with this week, and then maybe on next week's live stream or in a future video, I'll talk a little bit more about it. Just haven't had a ton of deep dive time with it yet. Nerdtastic. This is the first stream I've actually been able to watch for over an hour before getting bored and leaving. Oh, good. That's good to hear. Because in my head, I always feel like I'm boring. Whenever I'm streaming, I feel like I'm being boring, but I'm glad people enjoy watching it. This is like, I say it on pretty much every stream. This is kind of what I do on a daily basis. I just start opening tabs and reading news and playing with tools and testing things. So might as well do it live. That's kind of my thinking with the stream, is once a week, do what I do on a daily basis anyway, just do it live. In my mind, I think I'm boring the heck out of people, but I'm glad that you're not super bored. All right. Hello from Germany. Do you know anything about the Project Odyssey event? Project Odyssey event. Maybe it sounds familiar. What is the Project Odyssey? I don't know how to spell Odyssey. I'm bad at spelling. What is the Project Odyssey event? There are actually two distinct Project Odyssey initiatives. Okay, so I'm assuming you're not talking about the Wounded Warrior Project, and you're probably talking about the AI filmmaking competition. Project Odyssey is also the name of an AI filmmaker competition, currently in its second season. Key features, 9 filmmaking categories. You know what? I think I'm judging this. You think I would have remembered that? Yeah, I'm one of the judges on this. So yeah, I think it's a cool project. I'm excited to be judging people's videos as they come through. But yeah, no, it seems to be a cool event. I love watching really, really creative ways that people use AI to create videos. In my mind, I was thinking of this as the Vidd AI event, because I know it's like Vidd AI who's putting it on. But yeah, I'm actually one of the judges on this event, and excited to see all the stuff come through. Should be a fun one. Let's see. Are there any folks doing online real-time teaching of AI? I would pay a reasonable price for that. I mean, hello? Like, what are we doing right now? No, you're probably talking more like courses and less like off the cuff, like random AI testing and stuff. I'm sure there are. I'm not sure exactly where. I know there's some like universities and stuff that are doing online teaching of AI. One of them is they keep on like pitching me on promoting them, but I haven't done it. But there's a like an online university that actually does live sessions that teach AI. Gosh dang it. What's the university? John Hopkins is doing like an online university where you can learn AI. So I know there's a few like universities doing that kind of thing. But you can also join live streams and ask your questions, and then we'll test stuff live. It's probably just not going to be as in-depth as what you're looking for. All right. Let's see. How does open source work with black box models? I'm not totally sure I understand the question. The way I'm interpreting that is when it comes to like open source, a lot of times you've got like the underlying weights, which are sort of a black box. You don't really know exactly what's in the weights and what they were trained on and that sort of thing. But then like the code to actually run the models is open source. But you know, you could still sort of do like fine tuning and things like that on the weights to make sure that the weights have the additional information that you want in them and things like that. So you can still fine tune them and tweak weights. I'm not really sure the best way to answer that question, but I do kind of understand what you're asking. Like Llama, for instance, they put out their model weights. The model weights aren't like necessarily like open where you can go and like change all the data in the weights underneath, but you can use Llama and like mess with the code that then pings the Llama database. It way too confusing for me to get into, and I don't feel like I'm explaining it very well, but you still can fine tune it, even though it's sort of like a black box sort of database. Like the weights are still fine tunable. Let's see. Any chance we can collab on AI vid tools? Possibly. Yeah. I mean, you can always reach out to my team. There is a, if you go to the Future Tools website, I do have like if you go to the FAQ here, there's a way to like submit questions and stuff to me. How can I get in contact with Matt? Use the submission form here. Oh, that's the tool submission form. There is a submission form to the partnership form. Go use the partnership form here. It's at this URL, tally.so/r/NRBVIP or something. But you can go use that URL, get in touch with me. And I actually have like a another person that sort of monitors that inbox because I get so flooded with inbox. So they help keep up with that kind of stuff for me. Is there any news when VO2 is going to be public? I have not heard yet. Google has not told me anything about when VO2 is going to be public. I think if you're on the wait list, they are still just kind of like rolling it out slowly. So make sure you're on the wait list, and when it's your turn, you'll get it. But they don't tell me any of that information. Every once in a while, they tell me like, hey, here's some news about when something's going to happen. It's under embargo. You're not allowed to talk about it until this date. They haven't even given me anything like that. Like nothing. I don't know anything about when VO2 is going to be public. You should have AI write you a script that turns the chat into a text for you. Yeah. I actually do that after these live streams are over. I actually take all the chat and then I plug them into Claude. I actually create a Claude project, take the entire chat, as a text file. There's a tool out there that sort of scrapes the entire chat. I take the entire chat, pull it into Claude, and then I basically say like, what was the sentiment during the stream? What was some good feedback people gave during the stream? Things like that. And I basically ask the AI to look at the entire chat and like pull feedback from the chat of like how I can improve future streams and things like that. So I actually do take the entire chat database and like chat with it later to see how I can improve the next stream. So it's a good idea, and it's something that I've actually been playing around with a little bit.
Yeah, I think Richie was referencing our problem of not being able to copy the comments in real time too.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. That sounds like it has a little more context. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, right now we're using StreamYard to stream this. Normally I use OBS. OBS normally lets me copy and paste the questions, but StreamYard doesn't for whatever reason. But I'm sure we can come up with a workaround. I did not realize I couldn't copy and paste messages from the chat until we started streaming. Had I realized that before we started streaming, I probably would have figured out a good workaround for that. But we'll figure it out for the next stream for sure. Nice. Excellent content. I've been following for 1 year. Have we been streaming for that long already? Kidding. That was a joke. Where do I get, I'm assuming super AI agents? I don't know. I guess, what do you need the agent to do? If I knew what you were trying to get an agent to do, I might be able to point you in a direction to go look. There are some tools that claim to build agents. They're not like technically agents. They're more like connecting a whole bunch of API tools together. There's sites like Mind Studio. There's sites like make.com. There's we were looking at one last week. There's also Agent AI that HubSpot put out. These are all tools where you can connect like different AI tools together, and then the tools will all sort of talk to each other, and you can make these like automation workflows. So if I knew what you were trying to create, what sort of agent you were trying to create, I can probably point you to a tool. Have you played with Suno V4? Yes, I have, quite a bit actually. Buff and I were actually playing with it last week when we were getting ready for our stream here. It's good. I mean, Suno V4 has been around for a little bit now. I think I've had access for several months. You can see I've generated quite a bit of stuff over time with V4. It's really good. I like V4 a lot. I was using V3.5 because we were making some nice elevator music. Buffalo and I were trying to meditate, so we made some meditation music. Deep breath. Just relax. And, let the weight of the day just flood away from you. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And I should just jump right into like punk music now.
And now rock.
rock.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing like a meditation break right in the middle of one of the live streams to get everybody to like just take a breath and calm down. So I was making some nice. Actually, I was trying to get it to make elevator music, but Buff found better elevator music that he's been using throughout the stream. There we go. I tried to make elevator music and ended up making meditation music.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Let's see. Can you list all the AI subscriptions you have? Not at the moment. I have a lot. One thing I actually did, but I've actually cleaned it up a little bit, was I actually went to my bank account and I downloaded the statements of the last like 3 months in a row. And then I went into ChatGPT, like a private ChatGPT, and I uploaded the bank statements and said, find all of the recurring payments that I have and make me a list of them. And it did. And then I went through and started canceling a bunch of subscriptions. I actually went through and looked at all the subscriptions I had once, like a year ago as well. And at that time, I was paying like $600 or $700 a month across all of the tools I'm using. But I've since gone through and kind of cleaned it up a bit and canceled a whole bunch of them. So, I probably have 6 or 7 different tools. I know I have Perplexity. I'm paying for that one. I'm paying for ChatGPT. I'm paying for Claude. I am paying for Suno. Some of the tools I do get access to, that they have like creative partner programs where they find creators and they say, hey, here's access to this tool, play with it. Ideally the thinking being that we'll go and make content around it if we do. So tools like Runway, they gave me access to Runway. InVideo is another one. Luma is another one. So some of these other tools that I've been playing with, they actually gave me access as part of their creator partner program. So there are a lot of tools that I play with that I don't actually pay for. They just said, here's a demo to go play with it. And ideally you make videos about them. And then I also have early access to some things, right? I got early access to Runway's Frames image generator, which we actually haven't played with yet. I've got early access to Google's VO2. So some of these companies will give me early access more for the purposes of giving them feedback, but I turn around and make content out of it. So do we have any information on Anthropic's next move, Claude 4.0 Sonnet? I have zero information about what Claude is doing next. I have not heard anything from anybody at Anthropic. I don't know. I used to have somebody at Anthropic that I kind of pinged back and forth on email. I don't even know if they work at Anthropic anymore because I haven't heard from them in like 6 months. So I really do not know what the next move at Anthropic is. I know Anthropic got a large investment from Amazon recently, and they're working on getting Claude inside of like Alexa devices and stuff. So I don't know. That might be the next move. That might be the next thing that they're all really focused on, is how do we get Claude working in Alexas right now? Let's see. Which is the best AI coder for Adobe After Effects? I don't quite understand the question. Which is the best AI coder for Adobe After Effects? I've never combined AI and After Effects. I'm not really a big After Effects guy. I don't know how to use After Effects at all. It's not something I've ever really taught myself or learned, and I haven't really tried to use AI to use After Effects. If there is AI that you can use with After Effects, I'll have to play with it, but I don't even have After Effects installed on my computer. I have an editor that helps me on some of my video edits, so if there's anything After Effects looking on my videos, my editor probably did it because I don't know After Effects at all. But yeah, I don't know much about AI and After Effects. There is an Adobe event coming up pretty soon where they're going to be talking about some of the stuff they've been working on, and I'll know more about what's going on with Adobe in a couple weeks here, but don't really know much about what they're working on right now at the moment. All right. I need to take a drink here. Get some water. Been talking too much. I kind of want to go play with some more tools. I still love this video too. All right. So this new frames just came out. I think it'd be kind of fun to test some prompts here because they're claiming that this is like the newest, like state of the art AI image generator. I don't know what it's using under the hood. I don't know if it's Stable Diffusion. I don't know if it's Flux. I don't know if Runway developed their own model. I think Runway might have developed their own model for this, but I'm not 100% sure. But we can see some of the images they created with it. They look pretty good. So I wanted to test some prompts. So if you guys have prompts of things to test with this new frames model, this is an image generation model, toss them in the comments and we'll throw some in there because this is one that's out right now in early access. I don't think it's fully rolled out yet, or maybe it just rolled out like this week. I don't know, but I haven't really played with it a ton yet. So if you have prompts, let's try some stuff. The best app to work with live translate. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Like, what are you trying to live translate? Like, are you talking like live translate a conversation with somebody? Live translate like a video you're watching? I don't know. If you're trying to live translate a conversation with somebody, I'd probably just use like the Google app on my phone because I can actually speak in English. It will translate it out. Whoever I'm talking to can like listen to my phone as it's translated. Then I can hold the phone up to them. They speak in their native language and it'll translate back to me. Right now, I would just use my phone for that. Google's Astra is going to have like a translate feature in the same way. So that's what I would use right now. When the Astra glasses come out, that's going to be really cool because you'll actually see like subtitles of what the person's saying, like in your native language as they speak. If you're talking about like live translation of videos, that's actually something they're starting to build into like new Windows computers. So if you buy one of the like AI computers, one of the new computers that have like the NPU in them, the neural processing unit, the new computers with the NPU actually have live translate. So when you watch videos, it will actually automatically live translate the video to whatever your native language is. So you can watch something on YouTube, it'll translate that. You can watch something offline completely, it'll translate that. You can be watching a live stream or a Zoom call or whatever, and it will live translate it for you. So depending on what you're trying to do, those are the options that are available. I use the Google Translate on my phone right now. You can use ChatGPT's advanced voice that works for live translation and conversation as well. And again, if you're at a computer, then the newer Windows computers have that built in. VLC is building that in, so the video player VLC will have translation if you're doing it for videos. But again, it's really dependent on what you're looking to do with the translation. Brian says, Matt, thank you for doing this every week. I really appreciate it, and also appreciate the help you get curating the comments. That's hard work too. Buff, he's talking to you. So
already getting some praise. I love it. Thank you.
There you go. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Crayons prohibited. Why are the crayons prohibited? What did the crayons do?
No coloring.
I have never used AI. Where do I start? Well, I think you're in the right place. But I would say probably start with ChatGPT. Just go use the free version of ChatGPT and start asking it questions. Just literally any question you can think of. Anything that pops into your mind, ask ChatGPT, see what kind of response it gives in the free version. I mean, I feel like ChatGPT is the AI gateway drug for almost everybody. So if you've never used AI, go and just start asking ChatGPT some questions. You can even ask it questions like, hey, I'm interested in learning more about AI. Where do I get started? And ChatGPT will probably start taking you in the right direction. You can also try that with Claude. I actually use Claude more than I use ChatGPT for the most part. But ChatGPT is like the one everybody knows about, everybody talks about. So if you want to be standing around the water cooler and, be one of the cool kids that knows what's going on, ChatGPT is kind of the one you should probably know about and try first, because that's the most popular, most famous, most widely used AI right now. Let's see, a quick follow-up question about Windsurf V2. Is it possible that we are talking about V1.2? I'm pretty sure, didn't they just release version 2? Let me double check. You could be right. You could be right. Could be getting some wires crossed here. Windsurf AI. So they have Wave 2. So that's what I was referring to, is Wave 2. Web search, auto-generated memories, enterprise ready. I don't know if that's Windsurf 1.2, but from what I've seen, they're calling it Windsurf Wave 2. And that's one that I'm going to spend some more time playing with, but I haven't played with it myself. All right, Justin, God, I have been out of the game with AI since AI agents just came out. Where do I even start with AI agents? Well, I don't really know if AI agents have come out. I wouldn't really say there's anything out there right now that I would call like a true AI agent. Most people, when they're saying AI agents, they're talking about tools like there's Mind Studio, there's Agent AI. And what these tools do is they help you connect a whole bunch of tools together, right? So you can see here's like a workflow where you generate text and then query a data source. Like it'll look at some extra information that you give, generate some text, and then take that text and then generate some more text and then run it through a logic thing. And then, you build these like workflows where you're tying a whole bunch of different tools together. Some of those tools are AI tools. Some of those tools aren't AI tools. So like Mind Studio does stuff like this. You can see it uses pretty much all of the various AI models, and you can build like these workflows that will sort of automate things for you, similar to like a make.com or a Zapier or something like that. Agent AI, kind of the same idea. They have all these pre-built agents in there. But if we look at like any one of them, they're really just like tying a handful of tools together. Idiogram image generator, like that's not really an agent. It's like just using the API for Idiogram. So I feel like a lot of companies are starting to use this word agent because it's going to be the big buzzword of 2025. And I think we are likely to actually get agents. When I think of an agent, it would be more like going to ChatGPT saying, hey, I need to do a trick to Boston on this date. Can you take care of it for me? And it goes and researches the hotels for you, finds the best price, books the hotel on your behalf, figures out the airfare that you would need to make sure that you're getting there by your check-in and check-out date of your trip, and it books the airline for you, and then it adds all that information to your calendar, and then it sends you like a Slack notification that it booked all that stuff, and here's the itinerary. To me, an AI agent is something like that, where you just give it the one prompt and it does all of that. But there are tools like Mind Studio and Agent AI and some of these other ones that are like these like API connections where like this company's API talks to this company's API, and then it sends the information to this company's API, and then it sends the information to this tool. And then so like you're stringing together all this stuff. But I feel like the true AI agents are going to be the tools where you just go to ChatGPT, tell it to do something, and it just goes and does all the stuff on your behalf. You're not going behind the scenes and connecting all these tools and things. That the AI is doing all that for you. So I don't really, in my opinion, feel like we've got what the promise of AI agents are yet. We've got tools that claim to be AI agents. Which AI video generator tool is best for YouTube? I mean, some of these questions like that are pretty broad. I mean, what are you trying to do on YouTube? Like, I don't know. So like you can use Dream Machine, right? And Dream Machine will generate cool 5-10 second video clips. You can use Kling, it'll generate 5-10 second video clips. If you're trying to string together a whole bunch of clips and turn it into like an animated movie, you can use all sorts of tools and string them together. If you're there's also InVideo, where you can actually tell that one to make me a 20-minute video about the latest cuisine from Cuba or something like that. I don't know why that was the example that popped into my head. But you can tell it to make you a 20-minute video, and it will use AI to create a video that's a combination of stock footage, AI generated footage, AI voiceover. It'll write the script and it'll do all of that. That's like InVideo is what'll do that for you. So I mean, I don't know, the best video generator for YouTube is like such a broad question. It really depends on what you're trying to do. Like if you're just trying to like slap together sort of AI video slop and throw it on YouTube, you can do that with any of these tools, but you're probably not going to get a lot of views on them. If you're trying to make videos that people actually want to watch, InVideo can do a pretty decent job, or you can use tools like Kling. You can use tools like Runway. You can use tools like Pika and generate a whole bunch of clips, and then actually use an editing tool and edit them together and sort of make your own storyline. So it really just depends on what you're trying to do with the AI video. But that question is a little too broad for me to really dive too deep into. I tried the Adobe Character Animator, and I'm struggling to use the right image type. I've tried JPEG, and it's not accepting it. Adobe Character Animator. I haven't really played with Adobe Character Animator too much. I'm definitely not the right person to ask that question to. I don't know much about Character Animator. From my understanding, Character Animator, you had to actually pick from the characters they make available to you. I'm not sure. Or am I thinking, what's the Adobe tool? There's like an Adobe like tool where you can make the characters talk, but I don't remember what the tool is. But that one, they basically give you a selection of characters to use, and then you pick from the tools. So I don't use Character Animator. As you can see, I don't even have it installed. Creating a basic body. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's some YouTube videos about how to use Character Animator, but that's not something I've ever really messed with much. So I'm not the best person to ask that question to. Is the Claude Pro worth the money? I mean, I use it quite a bit, honestly. I find it to be worth the money for me, but I'm an edge case who pretty much is obsessed with AI. I love Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Is Claude 3.5 Sonnet available in the free version? I actually do not even remember. Now let me open it in incognito here. I'm going to log in with like a different email address. So I have like a free version open. I don't remember if Sonnet 3.5 is available. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to try that. I can't figure out what my other Google password is right now, and I don't want to spend too much time messing with it. I find Claude to be worth it because I use Claude 3.5 Sonnet a lot. If Claude 3.5 Sonnet is in the free version, then you could probably get away with the free version for a while. I just don't remember if it's available in the free version or not. But, you know, at the very least, you get longer context windows in the paid version. And so that's helpful. So if you have like long, in-depth conversations around anything inside of Claude and you want the conversations to be a little bit longer than the free version, then I find Claude to be worth it. If you're doing any sort of coding, Claude is going to be worth it. So yeah, I find it to be worth it. But again, it really depends on what you're trying to use it for.
Got a couple.
Yeah, go ahead.
Got a couple super chats here if you want to take those.
Cool. Thanks for the super chat. Do you know any good tools for generating custom cartoon characters? Like if I have images of my own cartoon character and I want to generate more images. Yes. Let's see. I think Krea, you can do that kind of stuff in, let me see. Can't you train into Krea here? Yeah, so Krea, you can actually train, upload a whole bunch of images of your character. Once your images are uploaded, then you can generate more images that look like that same character. So that's one that you can use. Leonardo, I know, is building that feature in. I'm not sure if they have got it fully built in yet or not. But they do have like a training section where you can train your own sort of styles. But I think right now it's more just for training styles and not actually training characters. They are about to add the feature to like train your own LoRa's, which will allow you to generate with your own characters. Right now, Krea is probably the easiest way to do it. So you take like the cartoons that you drew or whatever, you throw them all into here, train a model with those cartoons, and now you can generate any images based on the cartoons that you put up. You can see I've already done one with my own face where I threw a bunch of images with my face in. And now I can like generate pictures with my own face in them, like I've done in the past here. You know, there's my Fabio pictures. So yeah, play with Krea. That's probably going to be your best bet right now, like the simplest way to do it. Also Leonardo, which I'm a big fan of. I'm also an advisor for. They're about to roll that feature in as well. What else we got? I
got another one here for you.
Thanks, Plus Jobs. Appreciate it. Do you use Pro, and how does you use Pro? What is Pro, and how does it compare to DeepSeek R1? Also, Klein versus Aider, or best code tool, Windsurf versus Bolt versus Cursor. Also, can you add transcripts? So are you asking? I'm guessing ChatGPT Pro versus DeepSeek R1. I think maybe. If you weren't on the stream at the beginning, we were actually sort of playing with both ChatGPT Pro, which I do. Yes, I do have an account of. And we were playing with DeepSeek R1. So that was probably like the first, I don't know, 20 minutes of this live stream was playing around with both of those. So check that out. They both came to the same answers when I was testing them. So they both seem to work pretty well compared to each other. Where'd the question go? I lost it. Yeah, so definitely just check out the beginning of the stream, because I did compare those, and sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, so ChatGPT Pro is they seem to be pretty similar. DeepSeek R1 definitely gave like a lot more details of how it was thinking, where O1 sort of hid its sort of thinking process, but one of the more complex questions we gave it, they both came to the same conclusion. I don't really think it was a hard enough problem for O1 Pro to really like show Pro's abilities, but I do use them. I used DeepSeek R1 for the first time today. I was impressed by it, especially being that it's open source. I've never used Klein or Aider, so I can't really comment on Klein versus Aider because never tried either one. And then when it comes to Windsurf, Bolt, and Cursor, Windsurf and Cursor are very, very similar to me. I was just talking about this like 5 minutes ago about how Windsurf has a new version that I haven't tested yet, though, so I can't really comment on the newest version of Windsurf. I'm going to play with that one a little bit later this week. And then also, can you add transcripts? I don't understand that question. I don't know what you're asking about adding transcripts. So if you're asking about this live stream in particular, there will be a transcript of this live stream once it's over. YouTube does that automatically. All right. You and your team are awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see what we got here. Optimus Prime, how does VO2 handle art styles like anime? I mean, if you want to give me a prompt, I'm happy to toss it in, and we can test. Toss me an anime prompt, and we'll test that one in a second. I appreciate the super chat. All right. I'm talking way too much. I'm like losing. I'm starting to get insanely thirsty here. Hi from Peru. Hi from San Diego. Great to have you on here. And Seattle. Buffs rep in Seattle up there.
Yo.
Why can't the chat bots have voices as good as Reid Hoffman's Inflection AI? I mean, they can. If they use the right tools, they definitely can. 11 Labs does a great job with AI generated voices. I don't know why more tools don't use the 11 Labs API, because I've always felt like this one is pretty good. And if I had to guess, Reid Hoffman trained his voice using 11 Labs to get his voice in there. Like I trained my voice inside of 11 Labs, but I did it like really, really early on. So they've actually built better models, and I haven't retrained my voice again. So now it starts to sound a little mechanical, but it's pretty good. Hello, my name is Matt Why you got to make a pop-up right in the middle of my text? Hello, my name is Matt Wolf. Thanks for joining me on today's live stream. Then if I generate speech, it's again.
Hello, my name is Matt Wolf. Thanks for joining me on today's live stream.
Yeah, it's not great, but the newer version of 11 Labs is a lot better. So let me see if I can find some. That one, again, I trained this into 11 Labs like over a year ago, and I haven't retrained my voice since, so I need to go retrain my voice. But there are some voices in here that are pretty good, honestly. Let's try like Mark here. See what this one sounds like. Generate speech.
Hello, my name is Matt Wolf. Thanks for joining me on today's live stream.
I mean, that one's sounding quite a bit more realistic now. Let's try Burt Reynolds. You are not permitted to use famous voices outside of the Reader app. Okay, well then why did you give me the option? Don't give me the option if I can't use it. Seriously. Let's try Oxley, the evil character.
Hello, my name is Matt Wolf. Thanks for joining me on today's live stream.
Nice.
Hello, my name is Matt Wolf. Thanks for joining me on today's live stream. Did I sound just like him?
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
No, but the voices from 11 Labs are really, really good. You can make very realistic voices, and why some of these companies don't choose to use 11 Labs, I'm guessing it's probably a cost thing, or they built their own model that's not quite as good. But there are really good AI voices you can use out there. Let's see. Is there an AI video tool that can make a video from an uploaded audio/music file? I'm thinking. I know that was one of the early intentions of a tool like Kyber. They were actually building Kyber for like music videos and stuff. And I think I haven't actually played with this in a while, so I don't know how it's evolved over time. But that's one of the things Kyber was used for. Let me see. What was the question again? Is there an AI video tool that can make video from an uploaded audio/music file? So this one's changed a little bit over time. Like you build these like nodes here. So let me see if you can actually all flows, audio flows. Okay, so there aren't any audio flows in here. Yeah, they've changed a lot over time. Before they were building like their own models. Now they're like integrating with other people's models. So off the top of my head, I don't really know of one. There was another one called, what is it called? Something Punk. If only there was a tool out there that would help me find tools.
Futuretools.io.
There you go. Generative video. What was it called though? Gotta remember. There's another one where you can upload music and it will make videos that are like reactive to the music. I'm just drawing a blank on it, but I will know it when I see it again. I think it had the word, oh, PlasmaPunk. That was it. So this is one AI-powered music video creation. This is one where you actually upload music and then it will make a video that's like reactive to the music. Let's see if there's like an example here. So that's one example they show. It's not really like Krea level of video. I think it's using something like the forum underneath. So it's kind of like these like weird trippy videos. But it'll make you these videos where you give it a song and then you give it a prompt of what kind of imagery you want. And then it'll make these videos that make you feel like you're on acid while watching the video. All right. Which AI tool is your best investment so far? Which are on your top 3? Yeah, so the one I use the absolute most is Perplexity. I use Perplexity every single day. I've got it on my phone, I've got it on my computer, I've got it on my tablet. Whenever I have any sort of questions, I'm opening up Perplexity and I'm like asking it stuff constantly. You've even seen me on this stream when somebody asks me a question I don't know how to answer. My first gut instinct is to open up Perplexity and ask Perplexity. So Perplexity is probably number one for me. I'd say probably Claude would be number two. I really like Claude for brainstorming. I like to go in there and say, hey, I have a video that I want to make about this, but the idea is not really fleshed out yet. What should I make sure I include in the video? Give me some bullets of things I should talk about in this video. And that I use quite a bit as well. So Claude would be my number two. Number three would probably be Number three would be probably a toss-up between a few. I use Feedly Leo every single day, which is an RSS feed reader, but it also pulls in results using AI. It's like a Google Alerts on steroids, kind of. It pulls in articles from all over the internet about a certain topic that you give it. What else? I've been starting to use Cursor more and more, but I'm also going to play with Windsurf. I've been hearing great things about Windsurf to do like AI coding. But those really they aren't really AI themselves. You connect it to something like Claude, or you connect it to ChatGPT, or you connect it to one of the AI tools. 11 Labs is really cool. I really love making audio generations with 11 Labs. I use Leonardo a lot. I know I'm an advisor for them, so I do have some bias there. But if I show you like my image creation here, ignore this. This was something that Buff and I were playing with last week, where I was doing a wolf and a buffalo. But if we scroll down here a little bit, you'll start to notice like some of these AI news images. If you look at my YouTube channel and you start to look through some of the thumbnails here, you'll probably notice some familiar trends. Like, look at this AI news thumbnail, this AI news thumbnail, this AI news thumbnail, this AI news thumbnail. Now let's take a peek over here. Does this look familiar right here? Does this look familiar? Do these look familiar? I basically have been generating all of my thumbnails recently directly inside of Leonardo. And because Leonardo's gotten so good at like doing text now, I don't even have to use any other tools. I just literally generate them straight in Leonardo. And then I pull the image into Stable Diffusion and swap it with my own face. And that's been my process. So I guess if I'm picking three, I would say Perplexity number one, Claude number two, Leonardo number three. And I am an advisor for Leonardo, but believe it or not, I actually do pay for Leonardo. So I'm actually on their $10 a month plan and actually do pay for it, even though I do have a little bit of equity in their company. So that would be my top three.
Did Canva buy Leonardo?
Canva did buy Leonardo. Yes, Canva is now owned by Leonardo. So technically the equity that I own is equity in Canva now, but I still advise Leonardo because Leonardo is run independently from Canva. Canva has some of the Leonardo tech, like the Leonardo Phoenix model inside of Canva. So if you use Canva's image generator, you're technically using Leonardo's image generator now, but Leonardo still runs its own sort of standalone app. So they still kind of like run independently from Canva as well, although they are owned by Canva. Have you used Kimi AI, Kimi Moonshot? I've never actually heard of Kimi AI. What is Kimi AI? What is Kimi AI? I always ask Perplexity first, just in case you guys like somebody tries to throw in like a deep fake adult content generator or something into the chat. I never know. I never know. Kimi AI is an advanced chatbot developed by Moonshot AI, a Beijing-based startup founded in 2023. One of China's leading AI solutions with capabilities that rival other major AI models. See, it can process up to 2 million Chinese characters in a single prompt, which is approximately 30 times more than ChatGPT's or GPT-4's capacity. System can translate multiple languages, including English, German, French, Italian, Portuguese, Korean, and Japanese. So no, I have not played around with Kimi AI yet. Let's see what it looks like in English here. Again, I don't really compare chatbots too much because I never really know what to prompt them to test. What was the prompt we were using earlier? I could pull it in from here. Earth's orbital. Earth is 8 minutes and 20 seconds from the sun. Let's just try that prompt in there again. See what it does. You don't need online search. You should figure it out without search. Is it going to answer correctly? It's doing the math, thinking it through. I think that's correct, right? Wasn't that the correct answer? 30,000 meters. No. Oh, yeah, that's right. 30 kilometers is 30,000 meters, right? So that would be correct. One just gave it to us in kilometers. The other one gave it to us in meters. Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty good. The UI isn't quite my favorite UI. But yeah, it seems like it works well. All right. What do we got here? What do we got? Okay, so we do have a VO2 prompt that we can test with anime. So I'll go ahead and test this one and appreciate the super prompt or the super chat, Optimus. Optimus, should I call you Optimus Prime or can I just call you Optimus, or is it Mr. Prime or Mrs. Prime? I don't know. I don't want to. Where was it? Did I have it open anymore? I don't think so. Image effects. No, labs.google. An anime wizard casts a nuclear spell that explodes in a desert. All right, let's try it. These usually take 4 or 5 minutes. So we'll try this one and oops. We'll go ahead and try that one and see what comes up. And how you doing over there, Buff?
I'm wondering how you're doing, man. You've answered like 1,000 questions already on this stream.
I know, it's fun. It's just I get so parched. I need to like keep drinking water.
Is that just regular water? You got electrolytes in that? What are you doing with that water?
This is just regular water. I also have a coffee, so I'm kind of switching off. I got my coffee, my water, my coffee, my water. Coffee is less thirst quenching though.
How do you make your coffee, sir?
Black with a little splash of milk. And when I go to Starbucks, I order a latte.
Did you ever do bulletproof coffee?
I have done bulletproof coffee. Haven't done it in a while though. Haven't done it in a while.
I'm a big fan.
Big fan of the bulletproof. I did interview Dave Asprey once, the guy who created the bulletproof coffee, on one of my old podcasts.
Smart fella.
Fart smella. I mean, yeah, smart fella.
I didn't know you were going to say that.
I've never used that joke before. All right. Genie 2. I think Genie 2 is really interesting. So Genie 2 is like this world model. It's not really out yet, right? I think you can are you able to like actually play with it and move around, or is that the other one? But basically this is a world model where it'll generate an image and then you can actually like move around within that image, and then it just generates new images as you move around. So it actually feels like you're playing in a game. I don't remember if this is one that's available or not, but this one came out like I believe this one came out in December. This one's been out for almost a couple months now, or not been out, but the research has been shown off for like a couple months now. But you can actually see like this is all generated. It started with like a single image, and then as somebody actually uses the controls to move around, it's actually generating new images to make it look coherent and like it's all in the same game, and it's all generated like one scene at a time, which is really, really crazy. Absolutely fascinating to me. I don't know if this one actually has a demo yet that you can mess around with. There is another one from Fei Lee's World Labs where you can move around a little bit in it. Same kind of concept. Let's see, World Labs. This one has something similar. Let's see here. Do they link to it? Let me see. World Labs demo. So here's like their one that you can test as I move my keys forward. Like this one just started as like this image of this little village here, and I can actually like move left and right a little bit. See, it actually has like boundaries where it won't let me move too far, but it'll let me move a little bit around. And as I move around, it's generating each new frame as I move, but it's very, very restricted still. Like here's another one of like a trail or something, and I can move a little bit forward on it, a little bit backwards, not too far, but it's generating everything in real time. Genie 2 seems to be pretty much the same thing, just without a demo to play with yet. And also this one looks a lot more impressive in the sense that it looks like you can go a lot further distances and not hit like an out of bounds. This one actually came out while I was at DeepMind's offices up in London. So I was at London and earlier in the day met the person who was like the lead of this project the day that they launched it. So that was pretty cool. They were all super excited to be launching this thing. Pretty impressive though. Pretty impressive what we can do with AI now. All right. What is your personal view or definition of AGI? Near AGI could call it himself a AGI. Let's see. I need to read this a couple times here. What is your personal view or definition of AGI? A near AGI could call it himself a AGI if the cost of every inference or question is $3,000. AGI usability should be for public access, democratize. I'm assuming democratize AI. My personal view or definition of AGI would be an AI that is as smart as the smartest human in every discipline, right? So like it can answer any medical question in a way that the smartest doctor or medical professional would be able to answer it. It can answer any question about fishing in a way that the smartest fisherman on earth would be able to answer it. It would be able to answer questions about solving climate change in a way that the smartest person on the planet who knows about climate change would be able to do it. So like it would be this basically the equivalent of the smartest individual in any sort of topic. And everybody's definition of AGI is kind of different. That's sort of my thinking of it. I think AGI needs to be like to that point where it can answer any question accurately, intelligently, as well as the smartest human would be able to answer that question in that topic. That would be my definition of AGI. But I know that is sort of a moving target. I know Sam Altman's sort of given different definitions. Elon Musk is sort of given different definitions. And then ASI, in my opinion, artificial superintelligence, is once you cross that point where AI is so smart that we no longer even realize like what it's doing. We don't understand why the AI is making the decisions that it's doing because it's now surpassed the smartest humans in every single area. So it's to a point now where it can even create better AIs than what humans can create because humans no longer even understand the logic and the reasoning and the reasons why AI is doing something. Let's see. I think there's more parts to that question, but I'll leave it at that. Does Runway frames create good Ghibli or 2D anime style images as well? Yeah, let's jump back to that. We were kind of testing that. We were testing that in video effects, weren't we? We'll go ahead and give me a prompt. I don't know how to prompt it with a Ghibli or 2D anime style images. You got to let me know what prompt you want, and I'll go ahead and prompt it. But give me the prompt, and I'll do it. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at our video effects anime. So I did an anime wizard cast a nuclear spell that explodes in a desert. I'll use this prompt as well over here in frames. This will just be a still image, but let's just go ahead and see what it does with that same exact prompt. All right, so here's our video effects of an anime wizard cast a nuclear spell that explodes in the desert. Here's the first one, looking pretty anime. There's the explosion in the desert. I mean, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Here's the next one. There's the explosion. The explosion doesn't look too anime to me. That looked like a kind of like a realistic explosion. That part looks anime. Now it just looks like it cuts to a scene that's like realistic.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty good. That first one I think was better if you're really going for the anime. And then here's our next one. This does, to me, this looks like if you blended anime with like realism a little bit, right? Because the explosion to me looks realistic, and then like the character looks anime. And then finally, here's our last one. Again, it's trying to do realistic looking explosions, but then this one's looking a little more anime. The ground and like background looks anime to me, but it looks like it's trying to go with this like realistic explosion instead of like a cartoon drawing of an explosion. This first one was the only one to me that the actual explosion looked like an anime explosion. Like this to me looks like what you'd expect an anime explosion to look like. But all the other three, it almost tried to do a realistic explosion with like anime elements around it. So inside of Runway, here's our sort of like anime looking images. This is weird. Their faces sort of got this weird glow, so you can't really tell what's going on. There's a wizard. There's the explosion in the desert. So, I mean, this one does semi-animated anime style images. Not the best looking anime I've ever seen, though.
And what generator are we using here?
This one is Runway's Frames. And it's like a brand new image generator that Runway ML put out. But I don't know. I think if I was going to try to generate one like anime type, that exploded in a desert. I spelled it exploded. But it figured out what I was trying to do. If I was trying to do anime, I would probably do Midjourney for anime. I feel like Midjourney is probably still the best. So if I go an anime wizard, cast a nuclear spell, and then I go to the settings, they have various versions, and they have their Niji. They have this version, and that one's kind of designed to make like anime style images. So if I was really trying to make anime style images, Midjourney's probably going to be the one to go to. Let's see what it does with that same prompt. Yeah. Apparently, this is what it looks like when an anime wizard casts a nuclear spell that explodes in a desert. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it?
I think we're all seeing it.
I know, but I'm just so confused. Why did it do that? Do I have something set wrong? All right, let's do landscape. Niji 6. I've got weirdness set on low. An anime wizard casts a nuclear spell that explodes in a desert. Why is it drawing anime girls? Okay, maybe I won't go to Midjourney for that prompt. Maybe I would go to, let's try Leonardo. See if Leonardo can actually draw something other than anime girls. And then I'll set the model as, we'll leave, they actually have an anime model. Let's try the anime model. All right, while we're waiting, Mitch says, I'm using ChatGPT to help me write my next novel. Would Perplexity or Claude work better? I would say you're probably gonna get very similar results out of ChatGPT and Claude for that kind of thing. I actually like Claude's writing style better personally. But I think ChatGPT and Claude are going to give you fairly similar results. I don't think you can really go wrong with either one. I use Perplexity more for like research. I don't really use it to help me write stuff. But Claude or ChatGPT, I don't think you can go wrong with. Have you already? Oh wait. All right. So here we go. Here's what Leonardo generated. That's looking a little bit more like a wizard casting a spell that makes an explosion in the desert. Yeah. So Leonardo's would be probably your best go-to if you're trying to get images of this kind of stuff. Midjourney, for whatever reason, just drew anime girls. All right, Patrick asks, have you already tried Kling Elements? I was playing with Kling earlier, not specifically Elements. What is Kling Elements? That part of the video tool? We were playing with the lip sync earlier. I'm not. What are Kling Elements? You'll have to give me more context. Is that? Yeah, I don't actually know what Kling Elements are. So text to video. Yeah, I don't know what Kling Elements are. Is that? Let me use my friend here. What are Kling Elements? Kling Elements is a versatile feature in Kling's AI video generation platform that was recently released in 2025. This feature appears to be part of Kling's expanding suite of video generation capabilities. Though the specific details about its full functionality are somewhat limited in the available information. Kling Elements works alongside other Kling capabilities, including motion brush, camera movement, professional grade video. Is this something they like tweeted about? And I missed the announcement. Yeah, I don't know enough about Kling Elements. I don't know. You can, if somebody wants to give me more context or help me understand what Kling Elements are, I don't really know. What is the source of this here? Kling Elements feature is super versatile no matter what type of element render you use. A real gem for exploring creative possibilities. Here's a step-by-step tutorial. Yeah, not something I know much about. And it doesn't seem like there's been a whole lot of information about what it is either. Sorry, can't answer too much about Kling Elements. Don't know.
Is it Klingon Elements?
Maybe it's Klingon. Maybe it could be. It could be. That's quite possible. Let's see. Do you know the right type of image it accepts for Adobe Character Animator? I don't. Somebody already asked. I think you might have already asked about Character Animator, and I mentioned I've never used it and know nothing about it. But I can also ask my friend Perplexity, what type of image is necessary to animate in Adobe Character Animator? Adobe Character Animator works primarily with two types of image files: an Adobe Illustrator file or AI file. Can be rendered as vector graphics, work well with the Wiggler behavior, allow better scaling. and a raster file. So a PSD file. It says you can import a JPEG file or a PNG file as a single layered puppet. And JPEG and PNG sequences can be imported, but it looks like it wants you to do an Adobe Illustrator file or a Photoshop file, since they already have the layers, and sort of like each element of what you're trying to animate should already be kind of on separate layers. So I would imagine you're going to get your best results out of Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop files. But again, never actually used it myself, so can't really answer too many questions about it. But our good friend AI, Perplexity AI, is giving me that answer. Is there any AI chat tool for Meta Quest? I don't know. That's a good question. Are there any AI chat tools on Meta Quest? I love the live stream. I'm just Perplexity searching stuff for people.
Our third host.
Yeah. Yes, MetaQuest offers several AI chat capabilities and applications. Meta AI is now available on Quest 2, 3, and Pro headsets in experimental mode, currently limited to the US and Canada. I've never used the AI features in MetaQuest. I do actually have a MetaQuest 3 over on my shelf over here. I just use them on my browser. I haven't really seen a whole lot of necessity to use AI inside of my MetaQuest. It looks like Replica is also available on the Quest, and there's a Chat XR, which is a social platform that enables conversations in extended reality. Yeah, let me Perplexity that for you. Hey, I like it though, because when people ask me questions I don't know the answer to, I can Perplexity it, and we all learn together. So it's fun.
So wise.
Well, thank you. Any free / open source in video AI alternatives? Not that I know of that do everything in video does. There are open source AI video generators. LTX Studio has one. Let's see. What is their model called? I'll just do LTX AI video, and I'm sure we'll find it. Yeah, just LTX video. So this company, LTX Studio, they actually do have an open source AI video generation model. But this is LTX Studio, which is their actual paid sort of platform, their dashboard. Let's do LTX video, do GitHub. There you go. So LTX video, this one will do a bunch of like open source video generation. What's the other one? There's another open source model that just came out recently for AI video. I don't know. This is probably the one that I would check out because it's free and open source. So if you definitely want to use free open source video maker, this is one. But NVIDIA does a lot more. I'm sure there's like a whole bunch of open source tools that you can sort of string together, but LTX Studio is going to, NVIDIA is going to write a script for you, do a voiceover for you, find stock images and video for your video, generate videos for you, and like pull them all together. So if you're trying to generate a script, you've got tools like Llama and DeepSeek and Mistral and all of these AI like large language models that can generate a script for you. So that would be like one open source tool that does just one of the functionalities. And then if you want to do a voiceover in open source, what are some of the open source? They're not going to sound very good. 11 Labs is probably the only one that really sounds good in my opinion, but there are open source text to speech tools out there that you can use. Let's see if I can point out some here. Faster, let's see, open source AI's Whisper. That's the other way around. That would be speech to text. Oh yeah, Koki AI, Tortoise, text to speech. So you can look at Koki and Tortoise, and I've never played with this style one, but this is an open source text to speech model. Tortoise is an open source text to speech model. I guess this style TTS, which is one I haven't come across before, is also an open source text to speech. So you got a large language model for the script. You've got one of those large language models to get the speech. You can use Suno for the background music, but that's not open source. I don't actually know of a really good open source music generator like Suno. You've got, and then when you're trying to generate the videos, you can use something like LTX Video to generate the videos. I don't know of an open source tool that does everything that NVIDIA does all in one, because NVIDIA is kind of pulling from all sorts of different tools to make a cohesive video. Let's see. Latina L, is Opus Clip the best for cutting up long form video, or are there others? I think Opus Clips is probably the best for it. So Opus Clip, Opus, I believe it's opus.pro. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, so this is a tool where you can upload a long form video, and it will look through the long form video and try to find a whole bunch of shorts from it that are, you know, it thinks have potential to go viral and do well. It's probably the best one out there. There's I'm trying to think. I've actually used GPT's the O1 model, uploaded my entire transcript into O1 and asked it to find timestamps of areas that I think will go viral, and then I send that to my editor and he'll clip them out for me. So I've done that a little bit as well, but an all-in-one platform that's just going to like clip them all out for you and do all the work for you, I think Opus is probably the best at that. There's another one. I can't think of the name of it right now. Let's see. Let's try Shorts. Maybe I can find it. Too Short AI, best in class AI repurposing tool. So there's that one. Quick Vidd, create YouTube shorts 10 times faster. So here's a few other alternatives that are out there. Okay, well, this Quick Vidd is dead. So don't use that one. I'm actually going to tell my my dude right now, this product link is dead. Please remove this one. All right, so the guy that helps moderate my site will know to remove this tool. Too Short AI. This one looks to do something similar, but honestly, we know Opus works well, so Opus is probably the best. How does this pricing compare to Opus? Yeah, so Opus is even cheaper than this one. There is one more, and I'm trying to, it's really bugging me that I can't think of what it's called right now. Maybe if I do this, Opus. No, none of those. Yeah, there's another one out there that does something similar to Opus, but I think Opus is pretty much the best for what you're trying to accomplish. If you want to take a long form video and have it find a whole bunch of clips for you, Opus is going to be the best.
He's got a super chat here for you if you're ready.
Awesome. Thanks, Norse Tales. Do you know of any AI tool like RenderNet AI's True Touch? I haven't found anything else like it. All right, let me first look up RenderNet. I come across all of these things over time and then always just forget what they are. Bring stories alive with AI characters. Is this the right site? Guessing it is. So create unique characters instantly, generate hyper-realistic characters in images and videos while ensuring consistent appearance, styles, and features. There is another tool similar that I've come across, but my brain is fried right now. It was called, starts with a C. It's not character AI. Caption. Is that it? Captions? I swear it's called Caption. Let's see, captions, AI. So this one seems to be similar, where you can like create a consistent character. This seems to be similar to RenderNet to me. So if you're looking for another one that's similar, maybe that's one worth playing with. Let's see, products. I don't want to log in. I just want you to show me on your website what you do. So AI avatar generator, instantly generate videos with an AI avatar. Watch as AI edits your videos for you. Add subtitles, online video editor. Yeah, I mean, RenderNet's probably the best for what you're looking for if you're trying to get images and videos. I think Captions is much more focused on videos, like creating an avatar that can talk and then making videos from that avatar. But yeah, you're right. I mean, RenderNet is a pretty unique one, I think, still. I don't think there's been much competition to it yet for creating like the AI influencer type stuff. All right. I think I'm going to go for about 30 more minutes. And then I think my brain's already getting fried where I can't even think of tool names anymore. All right. We actually just answered that one, so I'm going to remove it. I need a tool for, let's see. I need a tool for it to image. I need a tool for it to image brainstorming design about artistic stuff, plastic artist like that I could. I don't know. I need a rewording of that question. Do you know what they're asking by chance?
Well, let's ask Perplexity.
I honestly, Wanda, I do not know what you're asking. I need a tool for image brainstorming design about artistic stuff so I could visualize ideas. I mean, so I'll just kind of run off the idea of visual brainstorming, right? Visual brainstorming for me, Leonardo is the best at that. Again, beating a dead horse here. I'm an investor in AI. I do have some equity in them, but it's because I use it a lot. They have this flow state mode, which is you give it an idea of like a plastic artist, and I generate what it I'll let it just generate what it thinks a plastic artist is, and then you can see it starts just to generate images, and I can just endlessly scroll here as it generates new images with the prompt plastic artist. And then when I finally see something that's like, oh, that's kind of what I had in mind, like this little plastic dude's head, I can click more like this. And now it's going to generate a whole bunch of images that are a little bit more like that. It seemed to remove the head for whatever reason, but it will start to generate more images that remind you of that style. And if I'm like, okay, well, this isn't really what I was looking for, I can go back to my original prompt and all the images that it came up with here and keep on looking. And I can go, okay, maybe I want more like what this is here. That looks like a sort of plastic person. Let's go ahead and generate more like that. And now it'll give me more images that are similar to that. And I can just kind of like infinitely scroll and go, okay, yeah, now it's on the right track. I really like this like toy looking image here. I want more like this. And it starts to like narrow in on exactly what you're looking for. So if like you're looking for like a visual brainstorming and just like letting AI generate more and more images until you drill down to what you're looking for, this is the tool that I would use. This is Leonardo's new flow state feature. And now you can see all of these images are starting to look a lot more consistent as I scroll, and it's starting to get the idea of like, okay, this is what he's looking for. Maybe I want this super creepy orange haired guy, and I can go more like this, and it'll just continue to dive in. And you can see now it's like staying more and more and more consistent. The deeper in you dive, the more consistent it gets. And so if I'm trying to really, really think of like ideas for images, this flow state for me is like really the tool to do it. I don't know if that answered the question you were asking, but I couldn't quite make out what you were asking. So hopefully that helped. All right. Can we give you a free code to our Steam game that is laced with AI throughout? I mean, sure, if you want to toss out a free code, I don't think I'm going to jump into Steam and play it right now, but you know, we can always test it on screen and maybe take a look at like the about page for the tool. Have we tried the newest Invoke yet? Their low RAM mode came out and lets you use Flux on even 8 gigabytes of VRAM, not even talking about the in-painting and region control stuff that's out right now. No, I haven't played with Invoke recently. Invoke, just invoke.ai. The Gen AI for Pro Studios. I actually have not used Invoke in like a year. I didn't know. They haven't really been on my radar as much lately. So let me see here. What do you got? What do you got? So they have a free trial. I'll log in real quick and we can take a peek at what Invoke is doing. All right, so here's our Invoke. Oh, it wants me to answer a bunch of questions. Hold on. Perfect. No, okay. So now I just want to start a free trial. Is it going to try to make me pay for the free? Yeah. All right. I'm not going to play with Invoke right now. It won't even let me do a free trial without like signing up to pay. I'll look into Invoke later and we'll circle back around. Not something I'm interested in playing with at the moment. If they're going to make me give credit card details to do the free trial. What's the best image generating program these days? It really depends on what you're trying to generate. I really like Leonardo again, because I really like using this flow state. It's what I make my thumbnails with. It's what I use the most. And also Flux is probably the most realistic image generator. And if you want to use Flux, you can go to classic mode inside of Leonardo, and they actually give you the option to use Flux. So if you want to generate like super realistic images, you do have the Flux model available directly inside of Leonardo. So for me, it's been this. Probably my second favorite lately has been Idiogram. I've been generating a lot with Idiogram as well. Those are probably the two AI image generators I would, I personally find myself using the most. Let's see, Matt going to give us an updated Frog Cyborg music video. What was the Frog Cyborg music video? I don't even remember what that was.
Was that last week's stream, I think, for you?
It might have been. I just forget what I just ramble for 3 hours and then forget what I talk about when the stream's over. What was the Cyborg Frog video? I don't even remember what that was. My brain is going. It's fried right now. What did I do with a cyborg frog? I don't know. Let's generate a cyborg frog though. I don't remember generating a cyborg frog, but maybe I did. Wasn't there a music video by Linkin Park that used PlasmaPunk? Not that I know of. There was a music by Linkin Park that used Kyber, though. We were talking about Kyber a little earlier in the show, and Kyber did work directly with Linkin Park to generate a video. It was before the new singer came in, and but it was like a song that they recorded with Chester before he passed away. I'm not going to play it because YouTube will get mad at me. Was it in the, no, it wasn't that one. It was this lost video. If I hover over it, you can kind of see how it's all this like animated style. This was all generated with Kyber, not PlasmaPunk. Actually, let me mute. I'm going to mute this tab so it doesn't start playing on me. But this video here, this was all generated with using Kyber. Came out about a year ago. And
wasn't a bad song either.
No, it was pretty good. Yeah, you can see right here, AI production was with Kyber. So I don't believe they worked with PlasmaPunk. I could be wrong. They may have done another video with PlasmaPunk, but this one was Kyber. Alrighty. Favorite prompt tools for organizing and generating prompts. I don't have any prompt tools for organizing or generating prompts. I don't really use AI tools to generate prompts at all, really. And I definitely don't have any tools to organize prompts. That would be helpful. But I don't know. I would probably use something like Notion if I was to keep prompts organized, but I don't really do prompting that way. I don't like save prompts and think, all right, I'm going to keep coming back to this prompt. For me, I use AI like it's a new conversation every time. I don't really keep prompts that work well stashed away. I just kind of, it's like a new conversation for me every time. Sergey, hey Matt, watching you from Russia. I believe you make the best AI overviews and news. I'm a video producer, so I'm all ears with your video generation content. Awesome. Cool. Well, hopefully you've learned some stuff on this one. We've talked about a few different video generation tools out there. VO2, Kyber. We've talked about Pika in the past. We've talked about Kling. We've played with Kling a little bit on this session. So lots and lots and lots of cool AI video stuff available out there. Any good models for generating K through 12 curriculum? I mean, ChatGPT or Claude probably would be the go-to for that. I'm sure there's some tools out there that are specifically designed for generating school curriculum. It's not a use case I've needed myself, so I haven't really dug too deep into it. But are there any good AI tools to generate K through 12 curriculum? And then fix my spelling. All right, so you got Magic School, a comprehensive AI platform for generating lesson plans and teaching materials. Curipod creates interactive lessons in minutes using AI. Diffit specializes in creating different learning materials. So let me see. Show me the sources. Wish it would like link to the specific tools that it was mentioning instead of, all right, here's Magic School. And then what does Magic School do? The magic of AI to help schools with AI for students. So, I mean, here's one for you. Leading AI platform for schools, your one-stop shop for AI in education. Teachers on all subjects and grade levels can curate a dashboard of useful, continually updated AI tools all in one place. So, I mean, maybe this is the type of thing you're looking for. They do have a free version, but then it jumps. Oh, well, it's $100 a year. That's not too bad for a whole year. I was going to say, at first I thought that was $100 a month, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of pricey. But $100 a year is less crazy. So that's one you can check out. There are also some others here mentioned. Curipod. Let's see. Feel the buzz of 100% participation. Lessons and activities powered by AI feedback. This one looks less like generating lesson plans and more like an interactive thing that students do to learn. And then differentiated learning materials. Let's see what this one is. So this is another one. Let's see, literally anything. Enter a topic, theme, or question here. All right, sure, history. Okay. Choose grade level. So it looks like it's 2nd through 11th grade plus. Let's just do like 5th grade. And then apparently I can't do anything without paying or upgrading to a trial. So there's some options for you. I'm not a teacher, so I'm not going to upgrade, but there's some stuff out there that you can play around with.
You're a teacher, sir.
Yeah, but not K through 12. All right, Matt Wolf, what tool is your favorite for AI 3D gen? I feel like I've done this one on every single live stream, but I love Meshi AI. That's probably been my favorite so far. Why is it not loading? I've generated different like wolves. This wolf I actually like 3D printed once. On the last stream, we actually animated this wolf. I wonder if it's still going to show an animated version. Let me see. But yeah, I like Meshi. There's also Trippo AI is another one. Trippo3D.ai. I used Meshi a little bit more than this one. And then there was a new one that came out that we talked about last week as well. What was it called? Let me look at last week's live stream. Hey, look, it actually just happened to jump to the moment where I was like actually animating in Meshi 3D. What are the odds? What are the odds? Let's see here. The other one apparently didn't make my list of, yeah, it didn't make my list of tools for whatever reason. But let's see. Maybe I show it off in this one. Oh, there we go. Instant3D.ai. That's the other one we were playing with last week. Instant3D.ai. This one we were throwing like images of trees in there and then converting the tree into a 3D tree, and it was coming up pretty good. So I think the two best that I've come across so far are Meshi, and this Instant 3D does a really good job as well. Those are the two best in my opinion. We already talked about that one. All right. What tool is best for using a base image as an avatar to create photorealistic version of that avatar? I don't know. I think kind of all the AI image tools could sort of do that now. Maybe I would play with Leonardo for that because they have that kind of stuff. Although we were trying to do that the other day, and Leonardo was struggling a little bit with realism. Like this one here, I was trying to do a photo of a buffalo with a beard standing in the field, and I set it on the realistic filter, and that's what it gave me. So I'll let you determine how realistic that looks.
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Let me find an AI avatar, and we can actually do something, do a little test here. I don't know. Here's one. I've got this image here. Let's see if I can make this one look realistic. If I pull this in, or maybe I got to do it this way. Try Phoenix. Okay, so they don't have the ability to upload with Flux yet. We'll do an image to image. And then we'll upload an image here. And let me see if I can find it real quick. And then I'm going to start wrapping things up. All right, so here's my original image that I was trying to find. So I've got this like AI avatar. Let's go ahead and do a style. They're like a pro color photography. Let's try pro color photography. And then I'll do a photo of a man speaking into a microphone. Let's see how photorealistic it generates it. Hey, Buff, if there's any like questions that you think are like, oh, Matt's got to answer this one before we jump off the stream, maybe help bring them to my attention.
Okay.
So yeah, it didn't really do it too much more realistic. I don't know, going from like a cartoon avatar to a realistic image, I don't know of any great tools that'll do that right now. But it also could just be like, I don't really think Phoenix is very realistic either. Let's try stock photography, see if that one works. All right, now it came out a little bit more realistic. So, using Leonardo and putting it on the stock photography preset took my like more cartoony looking image and made it more realistic looking image. So that's one you can try. So many questions coming through. Thank you, Erzuni, for the super chat. Really, really appreciate you. What else do we got over here?
We are using StreamYard.
Yes, we're using StreamYard. I've always used OBS on my past streams. This is the first time we've been using StreamYard because pretty much we like this ability to pull comments on stream and also have two people on. OBS makes both of those things a little bit harder. Let's see. Looking for if there's anything that I should chat about real quick before we wrap up, because I always go for about 3 hours, and 3 hours is about my brain's limit for like just kind of talking nonstop. I think after about 3 hours, I can no longer continue to put sentences together anymore. So I am going to go ahead and wrap it up unless there's anything else that we're just like, oh, we got to talk about that before we wrap it up. Again, it was kind of a slow last few days due to the, inauguration, due to Martin Luther King Day, due to, just not a lot going on in the AI and tech world over the last couple of days. Obviously, there was the weekend. The reason I do live streams on Mondays is because there's never really much news that comes out over the weekend, but I want to have content that I make on Mondays. So I'm like, let's just go live and see what people want to talk about. And so that's what I've been using these Mondays for, is let's just do it live. And it's been really fun, and I plan on keep doing it live. And each one, I'm trying to experiment with new methods of doing it live, and test different recording tools and different streaming tools. And on the stream, we're always playing with new AI tools, and I plan on keeping on doing it every Monday, except for maybe Mondays where I'm traveling, or maybe some exceptions if I'm sick or something like that. But hopefully you enjoyed this stream. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. There's a lot of other questions have come in, but most of them I feel like we've already kind of covered in different segments of this live stream. So go ahead and rewatch some of the past stuff. I'm probably going to try to get some timestamps up after the stream's over, so you can kind of jump around to various moments in the stream when we were talking about different things. I'll go through and try to round up all the various resources and tools that we mentioned on this, so you can quickly and easily find them again. I'm also going to grab the transcripts, and we'll probably cut this out into like some short form videos like I've been doing as well. And again, just thank you so much for hanging out. It always blows my mind that I can jump on a live stream, talk for 3 hours, and have 2,500 people hanging out watching. Like, that's pretty crazy to me, because in my mind I feel like I'm boring. I feel like I'm just rambling for 3 hours. But the fact that people actually enjoy this and get something out of this, and we can play with tools together, and you guys give me ideas for prompts, and I learn about new tools on every live stream, always blows me away. It's always fun. And I just really, really appreciate everybody who's been hanging out with us and participating in the stream. I did mention a couple weeks ago I'm going to do a giveaway of an Insta360 X4 and a little bundle. I think I'm going to do that giveaway next Monday. I'll probably tweet something and then maybe post in like the community section on YouTube, and let everybody know what the criteria is to enter that contest to win the X4. But I will be giving that away next week. I don't want to just like leave that hanging. I know I mentioned it like 3 weeks ago on a stream and then sort of forgot to bring it up again. So if you want to win that Insta360 X4 camera, the tripod, all the accessories that come with it, I will be giving that away next week, and I'll be giving more details on X and in the YouTube community section this week, so you know how to do that. And that's all I got for you today. That's my brain has been drained, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it and got some value out of it. I really, really appreciate you again, and I'm done rambling. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Thanks so much. Really appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.